out there. Nice and smooth. Let's get it all done all day long. I got a good feeling about today, guys. Do something pretty special today. Green, green, green.
Holy cow! We had the big one to end the race. Oh, we got a giant pack back here. Holy cow!
Here we come. Go, 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 go. Got to be kidding me.
Didn't even make it a lap.
Nice and smooth, nice and smooth. Wow, that was dumb.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the United Rentals 300. We're here at Daytona International Speedway for some action-packed racing by our Team Conti Sim Performance Racing Series. I have in the booth with me driver of the 22 Cup car, Nick Vasquez, and Zach Johnson, who drives the 45 car. What's up, guys? So yeah, we got some good racing tonight. 300 miles around this this beast of a track where things can go from bad to worse in an instant. What do you guys think we're gonna see out here tonight?
I mean, we saw it last night in the Truck Series, right? A lot of cautions, a lot of flips, a lot of big ones. So the Race at Auto Club here and the Dash Series was an entertaining and close battle. So I expect to see the same. A lot of two wide, maybe some three wide action at the end of the stages, and obviously towards the end of the race.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we see a lot of three wide action on TV, but you know, it takes a lot of skill and a lot of trust to do that here on the sim. So hopefully we see some, but you know, we'll just have to wait and see if these guys trust each other enough to run three wide tonight. My guess is no, but I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, should be a good one. Again, this is early in the season, so who knows what's really in store. But again, it's Daytona. Dreams are made here, so it'll be good.
Yeah,
for
the
sure.
winner's gonna. I'm sorry, but if it's not an open car, the winner's gonna lock themselves into the playoffs already. So that's already the playoffs are already on people's minds. Stage points are big. We've seen it in the Cup Series throughout the existence of the Crown Jewel Racing League. Of every point matters. So we should see some hard fighting towards the end of the stages.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, Daytona is. I'm gonna say it's a skill-based track. You know, there's a lot of skill that goes into restrictor plate racing, but it is a place where unlikely winners can happen. And like you guys just mentioned, that means you're locked into the playoffs if you're not a non-open car. So yeah, I'm expecting a lot of guys to make bold moves and see if they can come out with an early dub here in the TCSP series.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah, I think some of the guys are just warming up. Let's see if we can take a look at some of them. Let's see who's on the track.
There's Looks like there's a pack going on into turn 3 right now.
Let me get to a better camera here. Ah, there's 2 guys.
Right there, just crossing the start finish. Oh, and already wrecking.
Yeah, so these highly skilled drivers here have been working on their setups all off season. Some guys like to run a slick setup where they can lead well. Some guys like to be the pusher. How do you guys like your car set up for these tracks?
Zach, you want to go?
Yeah, sure. I like a little tighter. In general, I like a tighter setup across all tracks. I don't like it to wiggle on me, especially here on the super speedways, because it's all about controlling your lane and keeping the energy in that bottom or that top lane. That's the lane that's going to prevail. Cars are closer, pushing at the right time. So these Xfinity cars are a little squirrely compared to the Cup cars and the trucks even. So we've even seen it here in practice so far. Even a little bump will get a guy squirrely and out of shape. So it's all about pushing at the right time here and not wrecking each other. Just trying to go get to the front.
Yeah, for sure. So if you're starting this race out, sorry to cut you off there, Nick, but if you're starting this race out, are you in the high groove or are you rolling on the bottom?
Go ahead, Nick.
I mean, if you want to go, that's fine. But for me personally, back to the setup thing, I like a nice stable setup. I don't like it very loose. As a lot of our viewers know, I tend to be the pusher on these types of tracks. I don't like leading. I know that's crazy to say, but I really don't. I don't like being out front with somebody pushing me. I feel way more comfortable with me pushing. So that's where I tend to be most of the time during these races. And as far as what lane to run, honestly, there is a difference for sure, but with the right person, I mean, there is no difference. I mean, you've seen it before with pushes. Whenever it's a 2-car tandem passing an entire lane, like the rows really don't matter. It's all down to who's connected with who. And for me personally, that high groove seems to be where that prevails.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, I'll agree with that. I personally like to be in the high lane better, but the downside of the high lane is all the wrecks come high, so you can't really avoid anything. You just gotta hit the brakes and hope that somehow everybody misses you and you escape through barely. So the low lane is definitely where you be if you're trying to avoid the wrecks. Obviously in the back, everything's in front of you or in the lead. But I personally, I love the momentum coming out the top. It seems to prevail all the time. Even if they get single file out on the top, you're already up there. Everyone's single filing out behind you. I expect we'll see a little bit of that tonight where we'll be single filed out on the top. I'm sure some of these drivers were watching the truck race when they kind of got single filed out in the bottom, and there's a lot of checkups. And even in our dual races, some guys are spinning just because of checkups, and we're all so close to each other on the bottom. The top, you seem to be able to be a little more distance between you and the car in front of you. So we'll see though. You never know at these plate tracks, and a lot of new drivers here, so everyone's still getting comfortable with each other, learning what each other do. We'll just have to see.
Yeah, it's definitely, you got to watch out for those like accordion effects. If someone checks up in front of you, you might be 3 cars, 4 cars back, and by the time it gets to you, you're like basically slamming on the brakes to not hit the guy in front of you. But all sorts of drama can happen here. Hopefully we'll get a nice slice of that tonight. So I have no idea how long Corey made this warm-up session, but
we got about 10 more minutes.
10 more minutes?
Oh, wow.
Oh, damn. Okay.
A minute. So what do you guys think the tire strategy and fuel stop is going to be like? Because I'm not familiar with the Xfinity car, so I don't know how much fuel and tires they get.
I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I'm assuming it's going to be the same thing as a truck race. You come in for fuel only for stage 1. And then stage 2, you finally come in and take tires. And that'll set you up for the back half of the race on that set of tires. These cars are a little more squirrely though, so you might be scrubbing a little bit more in the corners. So we'll just have to see what the teams decide to do. Hopefully we can get some green flag stops and get these manufacturers working together like we see in the Cup Series all the time on these super speedways.
Yeah, that's a new thing. Is a lot of people changed manufacturers. Ford last year seemed to be the #1 dominant, manufacturer. There was a lot of us. I don't really know what it is in Xfinity. I think it might be kind of equally split up, but that gives it, an equal advantage if that's the case, to where, the Toyotas, for instance, aren't left out because there's not a lot of them. Everybody's kind of equal. So if, we get a green flag run and everybody gets split up by manufacturer, that might be something to look out for, because it's kind of like an equal playing field almost.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
I think the Xfinity series is a little Chevy top heavy, just because even in real life they are. So at least from what I'm seeing on track right now, there's a lot of Chevys compared to Ford and Toyotas. But if that's the case, these Fords and Toyotas are going to have to work together to beat the Chevys here. But we're just gonna have to wait and see here. It's first race. Everyone's getting used to everyone, like I said, and see what teams have made alliances and what haven't. And at the end of the race, you throw all that out the window anyways.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, looking through the standings here, it looks like there is a large abundance of Chevys, followed by Fords. And, there's Toyotas, but they're just not the same numbers as the American brands. So
Yeah, I think the only Toyotas are Palmetto and the Leach brothers. So
For sure, yeah. And I know yesterday, me and Steven were talking, that's me and Factory Motorsports. So we have some drivers in this race today. They were talking to us they were just basically asking questions about who, to work with, and who, we think would be a good team or for them to work with. I know I'm botching this wording, but yeah, me and Steven just kind of went through some statistics last year and really helped our Xfinity guys out with a lot of data and information. So I feel like that's a big key for a lot of these Xfinity guys, is feeding off some of the Cup guys if they have a Cup team, So that should be something to look out for too, is if you see a lot of guys working together, for sure.
cool. And I'm just going to give a quick shout out to Michael Deach here. He said he's, for tonight, I'm bringing back my Akron paint from last fall. Tonight's the men's basketball team's retiring the jersey number for their former star walk-on player, Enrique Freeman, who led the NCAA in rebounds per game and tied the record for the most double-double games in a season. Freeman was selected in the second round of the NBA draft this past summer by the Indiana Pacers, and is currently on their bench for NG League team. Okay, look, you got to trust the process. Hopefully, he gets off the bench, but I just saw that he posted that in there. But cool. I love the paint, man. Good luck tonight to Michael Deach. I might be butchering that name. Do you guys read that as Deach?
I think it's Deitch.
Deitch?
Deitch and Deitch. It's one of the two. I'm not 100% sure, but to pivot off of Nick's point of leaning on the Cup guys here that Factory has, we see some Cup guys that from last season have gone down to Xfinity this season, like the Zach Saunders, and I'm sure there's more, but others. Jared Bundy, a former Cup Series driver. I think Justin Bell is in the field, and even some of these open car guys like Zander, Short, and a couple others. Really, I think at the beginning of this race, a lot of these new guys are going to lean on them, follow them. Zach Saunders always seems to find a way to be at the end of these races up front. So I'm sure some of these guys will try to follow him and do what Saunders does here in the early parts of the race to get up front.
For sure, I agree with that. Yep.
Yeah, definitely a lot of skill here on the Xfinity side. I would even go out and say like this is basically on par, potentially even surpassing the skill level of the Cup car roster. But look, the guys who drive these Xfinity cars, I kind of feel like they're like a little cult. They love these things. They claim these are the best cars on the service. So we should see a lot of great action.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Xfinity car, it is a great car, but it's completely different from the Cup car now since we transitioned to this next gen era. So it used to be kind of similar to the Gen 6, but obviously not anymore. So yeah, it's a whole different ball game with this Xfinity car, how you run it, especially at the super speedways too. They seem to run better at the short tracks, but obviously the next gen prevails at the intermediates.
Yep.
So it's a completely different skill set to have to drive these cars. I feel like you can actually save the car on like the next gen.
Yeah, I've heard that.
There's a lot of different, slightly different little things that are different between the two. Obviously, this one is not as fast, less horsepower, but
But where you make up,
it's a
okay, go ahead.
handful. It's a
Yeah,
handful to drive this car.
for sure. But going off of that, yeah, where you where you lack in horsepower and speed, I think you make up for in the fact that this car has less drag. When you step out of line, and like the side draft is very noticeable from the few races I've done with the Xfinity car. Like you can actually kind of make moves with like 1 or 2 cars, unlike the next gen where you step out of line by yourself, it's like a parachute.
I mean,
This
yeah,
car
we're seeing
has
it
way
right now
less
on the
drag.
screen. We're
Yeah.
seeing it right now on the screen. The 24 and the 76 are kind of holding their own up here with this 4-car, now 5-car pack with, I believe that's Jim Mott there.
Hmm.
So
But
I'm
now they went high.
gonna make a prediction for the stream. Are we comfortable setting the over under for cautions at 7.5? Is that good for you guys?
I'll take the over.
I think Cody Leach would approve of that Vegas number.
7.5.
Um,
Okay, we can set that. I'll let the stream decide on that.
yeah, I think 7.5 is a good and fair one. We're gonna have 2 stage cautions too, so 5.5 for incident cause cautions.
All
I know
all
at the
right.
truck race, one of the cautions ended under, or one of the stages ended under caution. It was the last lap, and then we had a 1-lap shootout for stage 2 last night, which I think we're
Yep.
gonna see that as well.
Yep. Last night we ran the trucks every Monday night. CGR runs trucks, and then obviously tomorrow we'll be having our Crown Jewel Majors Garage Cup Series running of the Daytona 500, all 500 miles. So that stream will be
A
electric.
That'll be
long
fun.
race. It's gonna be a long race. That one's all about saving and being there for the end. You don't want to get caught up in a stupid wreck on lap 10 of
Yeah.
what is it, 200. So
So
Yeah.
Thomas, I do have a question for you.
What's up, man?
Okay, I don't know how you run on super speedways.
Uh-huh.
But what is your? I'm not like asking for any like crazy things, but like what are you thinking about for tomorrow? Like what are you preparing for? What do you think you're gonna do? Are you gonna work with your teammates? Are you gonna be aggressive early? What is your mindset going into the 500?
For me, honestly, it just depends on where I qualify. Kind of determines that early strategy. If I'm out front, then normally I like to try to stay there, just to stay clear of all the cautions early mid race. But if my qualifying is mid pack to the back, I'll just hang out there, even if it's like a separate pack.
Well,
Really, it's just about making it to the end of the race for me. So, but restrictor plates have always been something I'm not very good at. So, just gonna go out there and give it my best.
yeah, we've already qualified though because we did the duels and everything.
That's true. So I'll be starting second place tomorrow. That's right. You're
Okay,
exactly
so
right.
you'll be up front. Okay.
I
Well, it
forgot
looks
about
like
that.
they're gridding up right now on
Yeah.
track for the Xfinity race right today.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get the grid camera. No cars yet. Maybe. Let's see.
there's a couple out there. But if you two want to go through the grid or the starting order, have at it, fellas.
There we go. So, if you want to read the first 11 or first 12, I don't know how to change to the next page. So you got the first 11 or 12, Nick.
Okay. So starting in first place, our pole sitter is Nathan Fuller. That's a part of the Majors Garage Esports team. Starting second, we have Rodney Roberts, which is the Factory Motorsports Open car. Starting third, we have Dominic Lee, who's also a Factory Motorsports vehicle. Starting fourth, we have Colby, I'm going to try to pronounce that, DeCarlo?
Yep.
DeCarlo? Colby DeCarlo? for Majors Garage. Starting 5th, we have Jay Salmon for Hollywood Motorsports. Starting 6th today, we have Caleb Begg. No team is put there, so I'm guessing he's an open car. Starting 7th is Jacob Quill, coming from Indiana. Starting 8th is John Terrell, who's also a Majors driver. Starting 9th is Nathaniel Campbell for Hollywood Motorsports. And 10th is, I don't know how to pronounce that. What's that first name?
Sylvain.
Sylvain Jolly. And 11th is Noah Nicholson with Trap House Racing.
Starting 12th, Joe Gibbons of Hollywood Motorsports. And let me just switch over here. Starting 13th, Blake Roebuck. 14th, Zander Short. 15th, Jonathan Ledger. 16th, Zach Saunders. 17th, Leroy Sellers Jr. 18th, Caleb Sheets. 19th, Keith Hume. 20th, Michael Deitch. 21st, Justin Bell. 22nd, Dalton Shearer. Again, sorry folks. Do my best here. 23rd, Raymond Ferreira. Nailed it. I'm just gonna say I nailed it, but we'll see. 24th, Noah Spalding. Ryan Persinger will be starting 25th. Cameron Romano in 26th. Man, we got a lot of drivers. This is awesome. Barry Kramer 27th. Kyle Wells 28th. Travis Dickinson 29th. Jim Mott 30th. Bob Baker 31st. Phil Dodge will be driving a Ford in 32nd. Jared Bundy 33rd. Sam Bennett 34th. Joe Katarski, I'm gonna say that, 35th. Ted Lisby in 36th, and Josh Stoltz will be in the back in 37th place. Not a bad place to be in the back.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, I think that one was a last second entry there. Driver couldn't make it, so he obviously, for the rules, he's going to have to start in the back here.
Rules
But
are rules.
that might not be the worst place to be at the start of this race. We'll have to see, though.
Yep, for sure.
I think a lot of nerves are going through these drivers' heads right now. A lot of unknown coming up. Again, this is the first race of the season. A lot of people don't know each other. A lot of the teammates are kind of, I guess, pre-planning, you know, where are you? Where are you? Oh, I'm here, I'm here. Let's work together. You know, a lot of planning and preparation going on, but hopefully pretty quickly, a lot of people will get, you know, situated with one another, and then we don't have a lot of chaos. But again, it's Daytona. We don't know what will happen until it happens.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, these first 30 laps to stage 1. So stage 1 is 30 laps at lap 30, and then stage 2 is another 30 laps, so lap 60. So it should be these first 30 laps. I think everyone's going to be kind of calm, at least until for the first 20 laps, I should say, and then things are going to start picking up, get a little dicey here for the end of stage 1. Everyone's going to try to optimize stage points. Like we said earlier, that stage points are such a big thing in this format, especially if you're not really a guy that's on these intermediates and short tracks that are necessarily up front as much. You can kind of make up a little bit of ground at these super speedways and maybe get lucky and get in a spot to even get to victory lane here tonight.
All right, pace car turns off there, and we're waiting on the green here at Daytona International Speedway. And just like that, Nathan Fueller takes the green flag, and we're off at the United Rentals 300 at Daytona International Speedway.
And we're back here at Daytona. Right now we have Nathan Fuller and Rodney Roberts battling for the lead as we go into turn 1. So far it's been, you know, very calm and collected. A lot of pushing and shoving up here in the front, but in the back it seems to be pretty spread out.
Yeah, as we see, there's 3 major garage cars on the top, and then leading the inside lane is another major garage car, Nathan Fuller. So it'll be interesting to see if this 23 will swap high if he can and get in line with his other 3 teammates there.
For sure. I think that Rodney here is kind of in a sticky situation almost. Like he's got 3 other teammates of not his behind him, and then the guy on his inside is all teammates of those 3 cars. So he's kind of going to be hung out dry here if he's not careful. He needs to really pick and choose with what runs he takes and doesn't take. Otherwise, he's going to be just left in the dust. But so far, he's doing a good job, you know, holding off.
I mean, he's got a teammate in the 3 there, I think, on the bottom, second on the inside there. But back of the pack is kind of strung out here. A couple of them might be losing the draft, but they're single fouled out past, I want to say, 15th,
Yep.
18th. So everyone's kind of holding their own here for now.
Yeah, I think a lot of the guys that backed off early and are kind of just riding around in the back are kind of just waiting and seeing how everybody's going to react to one another, and seeing if it gets dicey or not. So I think maybe as we go a little bit further on, people are going to be like, okay, everybody's running nice together. Let's start making some moves and getting forward. But right now, it's kind of just like a seeing how everybody is kind of thing almost.
Yep, for sure. It's been a good start here. 5 laps down, 2 by 2, no caution. So that's a great start. Definitely want to keep the car clean for as long as possible. So limiting that early race caution is highly beneficial for about every driver here. But yeah, look at all the majors garage cars up front. Definitely showing some dominance early.
For sure.
Great qualifying speed out of all 4 of those race cars. And gonna look to control this field kind of Stuart Haas style a couple years ago at Talladega. That's not a bad plan at all. The yellow flag has come out.
Oh, we got a caution. Let's see if, what that's all about. I might have missed it.
Oh, I hear it.
Yeah.
In the back. Oh, there it
There
is.
it is.
Oh, looks like the 2 of Jared Bundy, the 52. Jared Bundy's on the 2.
See here. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, hard hit on the outside wall there. From the 52. I think we'd have to take a look at the 52. I think he got spun by somebody back there.
On board with the 52, maybe?
I think from race control, it's car number 15 is being investigated. That would be Josh Schultz, is who they're looking at right now.
Yeah, I just
Hooked. I guess they were 3 wide, it looked like, almost. I mean, it's hard to tell from this angle. There's the 15. Just trying to shoot it 3 wide, and no room there, and hooks the 52.
30 got a piece of somebody else trying to avoid that there down on the inside.
yeah, I mean,
So an early one here at Daytona.
yeah, you think Stoltz
guys
starting in the back there would just, you know, kind of ride for a little bit, but definitely showing some aggression early.
Yeah, a lot of aggression early. Not good to be doing that. I mean, you're going to make enemies quickly that early on. Unfortunate for the 52. Looks like he might be out this race. That's a lot of damage. But I mean, that's kind of super speeder racing. Like you gotta, there is an art to it. A lot of people say it's a lot of luck and a lot of this and that, but there is an art. Like you have to visualize a run, and you have to know a lot about your car and how wide you are almost if you're gonna shoot gaps like that. And it just takes time and experience for people to do that. But just no room there for the 15 to be making that kind of move.
I mean, you really have to pick and choose your battles this early. Is it worth going 3 wide on lap, what was it, 6? I get, maybe if I'm getting this right, the thought process under Josh for Josh was, well, we're in danger of losing the pack here. I'm going to try to get up as far as I can to try to stay in the draft. That might have been it, because who knows, if that doesn't happen, we might run green to the end, and then you can just throw stage points out the window if you lose the draft on lap 6.
Yep,
right?
and
But the
heavy.
prop. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say heavy damage for Kyle Wells there too. Also 52 obviously has lots of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
go ahead.
unfortunate. But back to Josh's thing. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna make moves like that, you have to. Well, even just not even making the move, I don't understand the process there, because again, it's lap 6. If you're gonna lose the pack, why not work with everybody? You know, like shooting it 3 wide is just gonna throw drag on everybody's spoiler and slow all of you down. I guess we don't really know what's going on in his head, but yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be back there, then you should be working with everybody to catch that pack. Just unfortunate circumstance.
Yeah, but Kyle Fuller, oh, not Kyle Fuller, sorry,
Nathan Fuller.
Nathan Fuller is still in the lead, followed by Rodney Roberts, Dominic Lee, Kobe Del Caro, and then running up the top 5 is Caleb Begg. It'll be interesting here to see where the 23 goes and see if his teammates will follow and see if some of these guys in between them are going to block that.
For sure.
I'm
Is this
assuming-
there's juice cone in the Xfinity, right?
Yep, there's choose cone
Okay.
in everything but ARCA. So trucks, Xfinity, and Cup all have choose cone.
And
If I
one-
was a betting man, which I tend to be, sorry, I would probably bet that the majors guys go with the majors guys and the 2 factory guys go with each other.
It's true, there's 2 factory
so
guys, nose to tail here. So
we'll see what they do here. Fuller's gonna go low. Ooh, Rodney's gonna go with, both factory guys are gonna go with him. And it looks like the majors guys are gonna be kind of crisscrossed with
here,
with
yeah.
one another. They're not gonna be one, like, you know, behind all of everybody.
I don't know if the process there is maybe controlling both lines, or
True.
just kind of, you know, it's this early. I mean, they're leading both lines here now, so. And then on row 3, you got 2 more majors garage cars, so might have just been go even, and just go with the flow here so far. No need to get these team orders or get everybody in line this early. I mean, we still, stage 1 is lap 30 here, so got a long ways to go till then. If we stay green till then, these guys can easily get sorted out and get in line with each other.
100%.
Yep. And stage being lap 30, I mean, stage points on the line. Some guys, those are important points to get. Especially some of the cars that might not have the speed this season. You know, if they can sneak some stage points early, that might be a great start for them this season.
I mean, yeah, even winning the stage, you get a playoff point.
Mhm.
We see that real life and even in here last season in the Cup Series, how important one playoff point is.
Yeah.
We saw numerous guys lose or get bounced out of the round of 12, round of 16, round of 8 by 1 or 2 points. And so every time you can get a playoff point and put that in the bank for insurance is crucial.
As we come out of 4 here, we're gonna go back green now. I think it's gonna be lap 10 at the start-finish
Line,
line. So we've got 20 laps to go until the stage.
It's about 21.
21-ish, okay. As Fuller is leading that outside line, he's gonna jump that restart. Good push from Rodney right there. 24 is probably gonna try to slot in between this gap if he can make it work. But Rodney's holding him up there on the bottom lane. A lot of spread out cars, not very equal right now as we go into turn 2.
Yeah, as we see there, the top line is not very formed up, so the bottom is going to prevail here. A couple gaps there of guys dropping low. Looks like as of right now, the top's got about 5 guys, and there's about a car length, 2 car lengths gap to the next guy there, so they got to get some cars up there and formed up if they want to be able to pull side by side for the lead up here.
For
Yep,
sure,
and
that top line. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I mean, yeah, people have time at this point. You know, 11 laps in. Honestly, just think most of these guys are just trying to get settled in, putting some laps down. Obviously, the stage is still there looming, but I don't know about you guys, but stage is nice, but you know, winning that thing at the end is the ultimate goal.
Big push. Yep.
They're wrecking there in the back.
Who's involved?
I think it was the 11 car got turned around there.
All right, let's see if we can spot what happened here. Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, hard hit to the 29. That looked like a case of netcode almost.
Yeah, the way it shot that car around, but even then, the 11 seemed like he was, or the guy behind him was going for a gap that wasn't
I think that's, yeah, a lot of netcode.
That's an unfortunate thing that happened, especially this early into a longer race like this. Have a case of netcode take you out. That's just.
Yeah, heavy damage to Bob there. Hope he's okay. That was a hard hit.
It was.
As under pacing, these guys are almost wrecking each other.
So with the caution back out,
Yeah. Caution back out quick there. You know, I really thought we were gonna get more green here.
yeah, well, we took the over under. I think I took the over on 7.5.
Yeah.
So
Looking pretty good right
that,
now.
yeah, so
Feeling
far
good.
that looks like that might hit. I don't know why Rodney's running the bottom there, but maybe
He,
trying to.
I think they got a little checked up there on the pace car, and he elected to take the bus stop. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so seems like those majors guys are. It's either a very complicated. I don't even know.
Rodney come down
Yeah,
pit
he's
road
pitting
here.
now.
I think he
Huh.
locked his tires up pretty good, avoiding the guy in
He
front
had
of him.
some damage from something. But back to what I was saying, I think those majors guys, they're either not working with each other or they either are working with each other. They don't seem to be very aggressive this early on, so whatever they're cooking up might be something to be looking out for.
Yeah, honestly, I'm sure they're all talking to each other, just saying, let's just make it to the end of this thing. Like, you have to run a nearly perfect race here, you know, whether it be nailing your green flag pit entry or dodging some crashes to make it to the end, just to give yourself a chance to win this. So, I'm sure they're trying to stay patient. But yeah, definitely they have the numbers in their favor currently up front.
For sure.
As I get a note from race control here, 49 in the 11 net code, no RC points awarded. So
Netcode taking its first RC point of the season.
Yep. That just sucks to get taken out by netcode, man. It's happened to all of us, either officials or in league racing. It's just, I mean, there's not really much you can do at that point with netcode.
Yeah. If we got the time, do you think we should talk to Nathan Fuller?
Yeah, sure. Let's see. Are the pace car lights on? Let's see. Yep, they're still on. So we 2 to go still. Let's see if I can get him pulled up.
I can get him pulled up here.
All right, cool.
Hey Nathan, it's Nick and the boys up in the booth. You got us?
I got you.
All right, man. Well, so far you're doing pretty good. I mean, starting on the pole, and you still seem to be stuck up there. So, what's your mindset, and how's the car feeling?
Feeling pretty good. No issues so far. You know, scared of seeing people hit each other under caution, but mindset's just keep it up front. You know, with these races, it's better to be forward and out of the wrecks than toward the back and having to play dodgeball.
For sure, for sure. Well, we also noticed on that last choose cone, and even on this choose cone, your teammates behind you, they seem to be kind of going, you know, one opposite of you, and then the other one, you know, just they're kind of just zigzagged all over the place. Are you guys, is that calculated? Are you guys just kind of trying to do something different here? What's the plan with the whole Majors Garage teamwork?
Well, for sure, with the open top line, you definitely want somebody up there, you know, and then it's a matter of can you game the restart and get your teammate with you. As for the guys in the back, safe spots on the bottom, get on the bottom and see what we can make of it.
For sure. All right, well, good luck to you, and thanks for talking to us, man. Good luck.
Thank you much. Have a good one.
You too.
All right, that was our current race leader and pole sitter, Nathan Fuller. He's this one of 4 great cars on the bottom here for Mage's Garage Esports team. The Cup sponsor coming on late. So we're happy to have Majors in the league. Some great drivers that they have in the Xfinity and Cup Series. So excited for that this season. But they're all 2x2. About to come into turn 3, ready to go back green here.
For sure. So Dominic Lee now without a drafting partner. He's surrounded by a sea of Chevys. So we'll see what he can do here. Hopefully he can hold his own, but not too far back is Zander Short, which is another teammate of his.
He's been making his way up.
Yeah, so we'll have to take a look at these Fords and see what kind of moves they make.
As the pace car is about to start its dive down pit road. Nathan Fuller on the bottom, his teammate on the top, and green flag is out, and we're back green at Daytona. Back at Daytona here, you see those 2 Majors Garage cars back on the bottom. They're second on the top here, but Zander Short's made some moves behind him, 4th and 5th in line there on the top. Everyone's kind of 2x2 now as Rodney goes 3 wide.
3 wide. 3 wide, very aggressive.
We see a couple others following, and
No, right
the 25 is around, caution is out, and the big one.
Early at Daytona. Sorry to stop all over you, but they're continuing to wreck. Arca breaking it.
Oh, someone's flipping.
Arca breaking it into each other.
Man.
This was the big one.
This was a big one.
And I mean, we're only 18 laps into this thing, so that's a killer for a lot of cars there.
Cars, but
For
it's a long
sure.
race. You might be able to get a lot of that damage fixed here too, especially on these long pacing laps. So a lot of these guys that got Arca braked here, they should be okay, but
Yeah,
A
don't
lot
leave
of big
yet.
names.
Don't leave yet, guys. Long race.
Long race. Did you see? I think that what is
Maybe
that?
we
The
should-
26 that was.
Yeah, we got to go back and take a look at what caused that.
Let's see if we go on board with 26. Not on board, but let's see.
Oh man!
Oh my.
Not even attempting it to break on that top
Holy-
Oh,
lane.
and there's one
Oh,
rolling.
and he's flipping. Wow.
Yeesh.
I don't remember who that was. If you go to a blimp shot of, I think, Rodney would be able to see what happens there up front.
This was all in front of these cars.
Yeah, let me try again. I'll get it.
It's early in the season, folks.
Yep.
Just stay
I think
with
the
us. You can see
39 right there, the 39 and the 25.
that's 25.
25, yeah, the 25 just looked like he came down on top of the 39 and just shoved everybody into each other right there. I think we need to go back and look at the 25. Yeah.
Follow Rodney 3 wide and they both went in the same space there. He kind of got away unscathed here, though.
But a lot of
on board.
damage for a lot of cars. 17 of Michael Dietz, we just talked about him and the NBA signing, and he's got a lot of damage. So aggression early not seeming to pay off for a lot of these guys, and hopefully they take that and you know, do something differently, because it seems like they can't go 3 wide without wrecking.
As we have a new leader now. Actually,
Yeah, it's
Jason Outman in the 76
race
Hollywood
control
Motion.
volunteer.
Yeah, one of our race controllers. He does everything but Xfinity for race control. So he's full time here in Xfinity, and he's a big help, race controlling wise. So he's usually around almost every race. So even just watching the truck in ARCA, you can learn some things and pull from that and apply it to here. And qualified pretty good, and he's up front now leading this thing.
Yeah, Jay, if you're out there, I mean, look, I'll give you good press if you make some calls my way this season. I think that's a fair trade.
Well, I think we should take a look at the chat here. We've got, oh, Steven, new drinking game. Take a shot every time Nick says for sure. Well, I'll try to work on that one. I think you might be plastered by the end of stage 1, but we'll try to work on that.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. I almost said it. I had to stop myself that time.
Oh man.
Oh, and yeah, then Ray Gill said I'd be wasted before the stage. Looks like we've got a lot of people in the chat tonight, so if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to ask us, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button on Twitch.
And
Yeah,
Cody
for sure.
Leach coming in saying
Hey.
in fact, the line was
For sure.
7.5.
Absolutely.
The line is, we still have same day bets, so go ahead and get that 7.5.
We have lifetime betting here. You can send that to a totally legitimate Venmo or PayPal account of one of us, and we'll make sure to get that bet cash for you.
Ray Gill asked, what's your favorite kind of duck? Okay, well, for me personally, it is the gadwall. Most beautiful duck out there, in my opinion. Very common to the Central Flyway, Texas area. That's where I live. What about you guys? What's your guys' favorite duck?
I can't eat duck. I'm allergic to poultry meat. So
I'd like a good roasted duck. Always good, tasty.
I think he's asking species, but yeah, you know, roasted duck is good for sure. Oh, I got it. Oh, okay. I gotta work on that one. I'm gonna try to quit saying for sure, but thanks for all the questions, guys. I think we're about to come at green, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's see here. I
think
can't
the pace
tell.
car lights are off. Yeah, they're kind of
Yep.
hidden behind the.
yeah, they're all 2x2 here, so.
Yeah, it looks like we're about to go green, Nick. If you want to take this call back to green.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see how Ray Salmon holds off these two majors guys. He's got a lot of work cut out for him, but we'll see what he can do here. As the pace car is gonna dive back down, we've got Jay on the inside, the 98 on the outside, and they're all getting nice and filed up here. As Jay, with a great start, is gonna jump out front, try to control these 2 lanes. As that bottom group back behind the 82 is very disconnected. Not a lot of help there, as a 22 just gives a massive shove to the 98. Try to push him back up there. And Jay, so far, seems to be holding off that lane. But if that bottom group can't get connected, that top lane might, that might get a good run here to pass them.
Yeah, but I mean, right now there's 4 cars on the top here and 4 cars on the bottom now. This top 10 is kind of broken away a little bit, which is not the best things that can happen, especially for these guys all the way in the back. You're gonna lose draft this early, but I think they're gonna pull ahead here and catch back up with a pack. It'll be interesting to see though. They're gonna have such a run on all these guys. If anybody wants to make it a 3rd lane, as you see,
Big block
Nathan
from
Fuller get a little loose there.
Oh,
a
big
bump.
hit from the 22. Yes. Jay looked like he was gonna block it, then backed out of it. Realized he wasn't gonna be clear. That's gonna seem to not pay off for him, as that 22 is gonna try to shove the 23 to clear the 76 from Jay Zander.
See all these on board here with Rodney Roberts. The 2nd car in line on the top. It's a point of view of how he's pushing and moving this top lane along, as the bottom is obviously going to prevail on entry. But the top, they're going to get the run here on exit. You're going to start to see them start to slowly creep up and pass some of these guys.
I think my end is delayed. I just now caught that. I don't know if it was for you guys. I apologize. But we're back on live now. So Jay up into the wall. Big push from the 23 to Jay. Got him up in the wall, but he keeps it off that. And yeah, those 2 lanes just fighting back and forth.
Yeah, if you push someone going into the corner, that can really lighten up that front end and send you up into the wall. So he's got to be extra careful doing that.
Yeah, the real big key to pushing in the corner is you want to get connected on the entry of the corner, and you kind of want to stick there. Like, you can't push super hard, in the middle of the corner or anywhere else. Honestly, you have to get connected in the entry and just stay there the whole time. And it's a nice, good, clean push all the way through the corner. That's really the big key there to keeping that under control.
Yeah, and that's even more crucial on the top here, because you lose ground due to just how physics is. To the bottom is going to get the momentum on entry, because it's the shortest way around, and the top's going to get it on exit. So especially for these guys on the top, you want to be connected early going into the corner to try to minimize the ground the bottom's going to make, and then it's vice versa for the bottom lane. You want to be connected there on exit to try to help minimize the top's run going down to onto the straightaways.
Yes. And Zander's going to duck down low, try to make something work there.
Does Zander work with Jim Mott a lot? Do they have many run-ins on the track?
I think so. I don't know. I think Zander has a run-ins with a lot of people. So.
Yeah, I mean, like you were mentioning earlier, Nick, like you would rather be the pusher, because you really have to have a lot of trust in who's behind you, who's pushing you.
Yeah.
So I completely understand that.
Yeah, and for a lot of these guys up front who, aren't comfortable taking the push or don't know the guy behind them pushing them, like it's scary. It's scary to be up there with somebody you don't know behind you, deciding your fate. Honestly, like it's.
Yep.
Oh, as we see the 76.
Oh, and there it is. We just talked about it, and the 76 gets turned there, and the caution comes out. So 3 cars involved. Oh, did he came up in.
Killed the 20 of Jim Mott.
Continuing to wreck, just Kevin LePage did there. Wow.
Yeah, wasn't able to get that thing loaded up. Let's see if we can get a better look at that.
Our leader taken out here early.
Oh man, what an aggressive move there to the inside.
Aggressive move. I don't even know. Did Jay try to block that?
Yeah, I think he did.
It just doesn't even. Oh man.
Holy cow. Race controls. You'd have to take a look at race control there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a good look there. Not a good look.
Yeah, I think that's a little aggressive out of both of them. It looked like Fuller was trying to throw it 3 for the lead, and Jay was trying to block it, and
We'll
it was just too late on the block here, and sent them around. Getting on board of the. Yeah, it looks
So he
like
goes down, and Jay just late block there.
Wasn't cleared, and
Yeah.
I don't know who that is on the bottom. Just
The 82
And it-
just
82, just an
yeah.
innocent bystander to all that.
But
Not
then
a lot of
Jay just
damage.
doesn't even try to
I,
merge properly, man. He just comes straight up and nails the 20.
I think he got onto that grass and he just had no brakes and not enough pavement
Yeah,
to
that'll
get it
happen
slowed up.
too.
If I had to guess.
That's not going to be the stage, though, is it? Or are we going to have a
I
one
don't
lap
believe so.
shootout?
I think we're gonna have a 1-lap shootout here for stage.
One lap shootout, okay.
'Cause it's usually within 3 laps of stage, and we were just before that, so.
Yep. So after watching them back a couple times, Jay seemed like he didn't make as big of a blunder as we thought, but obviously still a lot of damage done to the field there with the rejoin.
Yeah. Now that's the type of the move that you would see out of, Cody Leach. Very Cody Leach-esque block. I know, I'm just giving him a hard time because he's in the chat. Cody, we all love you in this league. No hard feelings.
Cody said, "My God."
Here, so now I think we're still 2 to go, so we're gonna go to our first ad break here. And I did terribly at these the other day, so hopefully this goes a little bit better. Let's see.
Are you struggling to keep up with the top drivers? Are you ready to get faster and more consistent? If so, it doesn't have to take as long as you might think. With the VRS competitive subscription, you'll have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything you need to analyze your driving and see exactly where you're losing time. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off your lap times. When it comes to your equipment holding you back, the powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the best drivers in the world, including Jordan Caruso, Tim Ryan, Jordi Lopez, and Oscar Piastri. It's no secret that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also the best value for money. So if you're looking to upgrade your wheelbase to direct drive and want highly adjustable, ultra-realistic pedals, VRS is your answer. You can get better, faster, and more consistent in less time and for less money. You owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. Just go to the URL or the button below and learn why the best use VRS.
Welcome back to Daytona, as we see Rodney Roberts there on the bottom. I believe that's Josh Schultz there on the top.
Yep, 15 car.
Rebounding from an early incident. I think that was lap 4 or 5. So good to see him rebounding early here, as pace car will be diving off to pit road this time. All 4 Majors garage cars are lined up on the bottom, right behind Rodney. So we'll see what happens here. I think we're gonna have a 1-lap shootout for the stage. Should be some good racing for this 1 lap. Let's hope they don't crash. The last thing we need is some more tour torn up race cars here, so. As the pace car dives off to pit road, Rodney Roberts in a Ford on the bottom, Josh Schultz in a Toyota on the top, and we are green at Daytona for a one-lap shootout for stage 1. Stage points are on the line, and a playoff point is on the line. So for these full-time drivers, that's going to be important here. We'll see how aggressive these guys get as the 24 is pushing the 42. The bottom seems to be hooked up a little bit better than the top. They're going to have a lot more momentum and energy down there.
Yep, definitely have the numbers on the bottom here. Where you have numbers, you have speed here at Daytona. 22 cars still out in front being pushed by DiCarlo, followed by another Majors Garage car, Terrell, 88.
We'll see if these Majors Garage cars elect to go high here off of 4. They got the room to go. They got the numbers to go. We're just going to have to see if Rodney blocks it off or not. As we see one back there
one of them
go,
sticks
another
out.
one goes.
Both of them stick out. Rodney's got to block that move, but he's not going to be able to do it. It's
And
going to be a fight at the line,
I
but I think
believe
Rodney
Rodney
got
got
that.
it.
I think Rodney had that one.
Yes, Rodney got it by 0.021 there for the stage.
And they're
As
wrecking
caution
behind
finally.
him. I think that was the
Yeah, they are.
48. The 48. I think the 11 just spun the 48, if I'm not mistaken.
Late
We'll have to take a look at that there, Thomas. Of
caution there.
Let me not go and have speed so it doesn't take forever.
So they're already past the stage. Right now they just got to stay there, wait for the caution. 48 checks up, tries to come down and just.
Yeah, these two got into it earlier again too.
And the 55 or 15, I think that was, of Cameron Romano, I think got involved in it.
But due to when the caution flew, Colby DelCarlo will be our leader, followed by John Terrell and then Rodney Roberts running out the top 3. So I'm sure we're going to see a lot of guys down pit road here. Everyone's going to top off on fuel and as they're racing and catch the pace car here.
So with Rodney being an open car, does that stage point not go to him? Does it just go down to the next guy? How does that work?
No, it still goes to him. There's just no playoff point. I thought Rodney was full time in Xfinity.
Is he? I thought he was an open car.
Well, we'll figure that out later, but.
Yeah, I don't even know my own teammates. That's sad. But
I think pit road will be here open. As we see, yep. Looks like almost all the leaders. Everybody, one guy staying out. But everyone's coming down pit road here.
That was Jacob Quill that stayed out.
Yeah.
Yes. And the 20. So maybe they pitted
that last caution.
Yeah, that
I know
last
the 20 of Jim Mott was involved in not this yellow, but the last yellow. So I don't see their reason for him to go down.
I mean, it was a one-lap shootout, so a lot of those guys that were already in the back with no chance at a stage point, they probably just decided to flip the stage and make it work.
Track position, yeah. Why not?
Track position. So should be interesting now with a lot of guys flipping that stage. A lot of the front runners before are going to be back in traffic, and again, their cars are going to be handling a lot differently, and just a big change of scenery for a lot of these drivers. So we'll see how they handle that.
Yeah, we'll go to the chat here and see what's going on there.
Cody Leach says fuel ? These guys need to pull out those fenders. And then Rego with what fenders? There's no fenders left, just tape. That's what they say.
And Ray said, I heard the 11 is required to be in the hauler after the race.
Yeah.
So, interesting. We'll have to see here, but I'm not sure who our stage winner is there if it comes across the line. who came across the line, or it's racing to the yellow.
Believe it's at the line. There's no way Rodney would be. That would be unfortunate if he got robbed of it because of the caution.
As we see, pit stops have been made.
Yeah, so I think the first car is.
We had a lot
Who was
of
the first car that pitted?
I think it was Del Carro.
Is he even in the top?
In the 24.
Okay.
He's in the 5th
So in
position.
5th. So there's only 4 cars that stayed out. And
Yeah.
flipped it, from what it looks like.
Xander Short was one of those guys.
Yeah.
That stayed
Mott?
out.
Is that Jim Mott or is that Corey Mott?
That's Jim Mott.
Jim Mott, okay.
Jim Mott's doing most of the super speedways for us. And that 20 car is Palmetto's all-star car, or their open car, or our rotating cup guides through. So all 4 of us in the Cup Series, me, Corey, Vince, and Jim, will be rotating 5 races through there. So I will be terrorizing the Xfinity Series a couple times this year.
It'll be fun. Won't catch me down there, but props to you.
Hey, what can I say? I like the Xfinity car. I think it's Vegas, Phoenix, Daytona 2, and Martinsville, and there's one more, I think. But got some of the normal cookie cutter tracks. Martinsville, I don't know why I picked Martinsville. Just wanted to torture myself with that, I guess.
All right. Do you know when the second stage ends here?
Lap 60 will be the second stage.
60? Okay.
And so, another 30 lap, well, less than 30 lap dash now with this caution, the caution laps. And then we're gonna have a nice long run to the end to 120.
That'll be very interesting to see. That's when the green flag stops will come into play.
Yeah, we'll see if we get to that point.
Yeah.
All right. As mentioned before, the top, what do we say? I'm seeing top 3 cars now stayed out. Everyone behind them got tires. Tires do make a difference, but let's see if they're able to stay out ahead here as pace car turns down pit lane. Jacob Quill with the restart here jumps out far on the inside line.
Ooh.
Maybe a little too
would-
far.
That would
Yeah.
be good.
Not a good launch for the 20 there on the top, as we see the 24 elects to split them 3 wide already.
Hanging them out to dry. This is when mistakes can be made. Got to keep it together here.
And you got to think those tires that weren't as fresh just gave him a bad jump, and the car behind him was able to take advantage of that.
Yeah. Zander though getting a big push there to prevail.
See
I
a
think
lot
he's
of
gonna
guys
clear that bottom line.
elect to go to the bottom here too. Not a lot of guys in the top. We'll see how this top holds on here.
Yeah, so we've got a lot of teammates spread out right now. A lot of people just working with one another, and hopefully a lot of these guys will get hooked up with their teammates and make some moves.
Driver of the number 2 Ford Mustang for Factory Motorsports, your teammate.
Yes.
And he's going to do, I'm assuming, a select number of Xfinity races as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the one, I'm pretty sure I just looked, Rodney is a full-time Xfinity driver, so that's my bad. But I'm assuming that one car is our open car. So I guess we'll all be rotating in between that. Most likely not me, but you know, Steven and Ben and everybody.
It's still a deadlock up here. It's 9. So we still see these major garage cars hanging around up front, just lurking.
Definitely 3 up front.
Yeah, there's 3 of them. One of them I see back there. Might have had a long pit stop. Elected to just hang out in the back for a while.
And Zander's going to shoot it 3 wide right now. No help on the top though, so he's just going to fall back unless somebody can go work with him, but doesn't look like that's going to be the case as he falls back.
Not even that, or he was pushing pretty hard for that lap and a half, so he might have been getting too hot on the 10. So that's something we're going to have to watch out for today too, is pushing hard. It's going to raise your oil and your water temp, and you run the risk of blowing up if you're running too hard, too fast. So that might have been a bailout too. We'll just have to ask him later on.
Yeah, as the 9 of, is that Ferraria? I think I pronounced that right. Apologize.
I think
if
you
I
nailed
didn't.
it. Yeah.
Ferraria? Okay. So
Yeah.
him and Jacob Quill right now fighting it off for the lead. A lot of the cars behind those two though aren't seeming to be too aggressive with the pushing, so they're kind of just riding it out, and
Yeah, I'm wondering, do we have a second pack forming back here? Not really.
not really. A lot of these guys, somewhat. Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
who is that? Is that the 11? Bob Baker?
Bob Baker.
Bob Baker blew up or something. Oh,
Oh, what happened there?
Not exactly sure what happened to Bob.
I'm gonna go a little bit
That's
further
gonna be,
back in the
that's going
replay.
to be the end of his race, unfortunately.
I don't know if I have the technology to go further back there, but we'll just have to use our imaginations.
Okay. Well, that car is 100%
That car's
out
done,
this
yeah.
race.
All right, back up front here, still 2x2, outside line, building up the numbers to match the inside here. Inside seems to be the preferred line as of right now. Let's see, we have Quill in P1, Raymond Ferreira scoring as P2 at this very moment. And behind them, a gaggle of Major's garage cars. So I'd say the garage cars are doing pretty good, just staying up front here. All the drama behind them, it seems like.
Yeah, great teamwork from all those guys. They seem to work well together, so this might be a team we need to look out for in the upcoming races, because they're gonna be someone to really look out for.
Who's that? It looks like, let's see. The 63 of Noah Spalding has a little bit of rear damage. Let's see if we get a better look at that here. Yeah, it looks like he has some caved in metal there. I mean, if he sits in this pocket here, I think he could keep up. It's just if he gets out alone, then he might drop quickly.
Yeah, that's the. Go ahead.
Sorry, yeah, it's important to have a car behind you, especially if you got damage. It helps keep you with the guy in front of you. It's when you get to be the last one in the pack, that's when we see guys lose draft just because they don't have that help, that push from behind to keep up with the damage. As we see the 54 drop out of line.
I think he's a lap down. He was just trying to stay out of the way there.
Lap down.
Man, those lap down cars can be dangerous here, getting
They
around them,
can,
especially if you're too
yes.
wide.
And what I've seen so far this week for Daytona week is a lot of guys are being thoughtful and just going to the apron under the double yellow and letting everybody by.
Yeah, so back to the Noah Spalding thing. I think that might have been caused from possibly whenever everybody was wrecking under caution, a lot of the arc braking and rear ending. So
For sure.
that might have caused that, but so far these lanes, I mean, you know, some are pushing and some aren't. I mean, they're not really gaining any ground. They're kind of staying equal. So a lot of calmness. I guess that's the word to use. Not a lot of aggression going on, which I guess is good because everybody's kind of figured out, hey, let's not go aggressive. We're just gonna wreck if we do.
Yeah, I mean, what's the caution counter up to? Was it 5?
5.
Are we? Okay.
Yeah,
I feel like we
correct,
can't
yeah.
count the stages though, right? That's BS to count the stages.
Yeah, that's a lot. So we'll say four cautions caused by incident.
Yep.
Yeah.
So one of them unfortunately was netcode.
But I mean, this field's looking a lot slimmer now. So I mean, this has potential to go green for a while here if these guys can limit mistakes.
And I don't know if they can make it to the end of the stage on fuel. That might be something to look out for. That also might be something that everybody's doing right now is just fuel saving. Not a lot of aggression, a lot of fuel saving. We've seen that a lot in the Cup Series. Is everybody kind of just riding around about 75% throttle and saving fuel?
Yeah.
So maybe that's what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. So, see if some of these Cup guys are in here learning for tomorrow as well. That could be a part of it too. And if they're up there patrolling the lines, everyone's doing it. So it's really dependent on these front two cars and what they're doing. If they're full out or if they're even lifting a little bit, keeping the car closed up behind the car.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick moment to thank our series sponsor, Team Conti Sim Performance. They provide any setup needs you might need for oval racing and much more. So be sure to visit them and check them out if you're looking for a fast setup to run, whether it be in a league or officials. Thanks to Team Conti.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, Team Conti makes some pretty good setups. I know I use them for our Cup Series, and they're fast in, or they're fast every single week.
Yeah,
there's
very
never a miss
consistent.
with Team Conti. Always a great setup.
Yeah, so that top lane, losing a lot of cars right now. They don't have the numbers that bottom lane has.
As we see the 9 go down to the bottom.
Yeah, blocking both lanes here.
The big thing on the top here is now, if you keep losing cars, you just got to find a gap and slot in. You don't want to be the one that's left out, the last one standing left out to dry.
Yeah, but the good news with that is that, I mean, there's 2 majors cars on the outside, so
Exactly.
you know, they have the numbers to work with each other. I mean, you've got one on the inside as well, so if everybody bails on that top lane, those majors guys can make something work, because, you know, 4 cars is better than none. So
Yep, and let's go on board with the 98 here. You can just kind of see it takes a little bit of feather in the throttle. I don't know if you guys are throttle featherers or brake draggers. Different folks have different strokes here at Daytona, but really just want to be sucked up to the guy in front of you and have the help behind to get the most you can out of these cars. And these are open setups, so a lot of different guys have their cars set up different ways. Some of them have their steering tighter, some looser. But yeah, it's definitely a racing fuel rage dance here at Daytona that you have to manage the gaps in front and behind.
yeah, I agree. Me personally, I'm definitely a throttle featherer, I guess you would call it. It is a lot to sit there and constantly be moving that throttle up and down, but it's what makes, good pushers and great pushers. If you can manage that throttle and really I guess visualize how your car is gonna push that other car based off of your throttle input, then that'll make you a really good pusher. Especially in these cars where you can't hit people super hard like you can in the next gen. These cars, you hit somebody hard, they might spin around.
Yeah.
These sheet metal bodies, you really got to be careful with. You gotta kind of ease up on that back bumper, get connected, and then push. You kind of just can't shove back and forth like you can in the next gen. So we've kind of seen a lot of that, and it's worked out for some of these guys who really know how to push.
Yeah, I mean, like you, I feather the throttle when I'm pushing somebody, but if I'm out in the lead and I need to help close that gap, I'm dragging the brake then. It's just a big thing. These cars are so much lighter too than the next gen, so they're gonna get squirrely and upset quicker and easier with these pushes. And even the lightest push, if the guy in the lead's not 100% straight with the steering wheel, it can even get him squirrely and get him moving around. And that's when we see, especially if they're the top lane squeezing the bottom trying to side draft, that's when we see these wrecks up front.
Yeah, for sure. Also, a lot of that mirrors driving, up front
Yep.
Whenever you're up front, you're staring in that mirror, looking behind you, making sure that that gap's not getting too big. Because as these laps wind down, you'll notice that that guy behind you is starting to get further and further away, and then you're lifting, and he's still getting further away, and you're like, oh, he's trying to build a run. So you got to really manage those runs behind you. As we're coming up on a lap car, we'll see how this works out. Hopefully he gets off the track. Doesn't look like he will.
Not off track. Yeah, he did.
Okay, so
Got
last second got off.
That's always the
right
word.
in the corner, yeah.
Yeah. Just catching the corner as we see leaders catching a string of cars.
Oh yeah, this was the lap down.
I got lost in draft right away, and you see how fast some notable names, Red Zander is in there. He's in danger of going a lap down here.
Oh,
early.
but some big pushes here. Shooting it almost 4 wide. Very aggressive. These guys need to keep it together here. Yeah, that almost was bad. That was a bad case of pushing the pusher.
Oh, in the 20.
and there goes the 20
around.
around. Hard hits.
I saw that
The
at the corner of
20,
my eye. Oh,
the
no.
22, the 82.
Nate Campbell coming flying in. And that,
It's
that's
gonna
a
bring
bad
out
one.
the 6th caution. Yeah,
that's a bad one.
Bad hit there.
Man, those so lap cars are extremely dangerous, but lap packs are, they can be way dangerous, more dangerous than just a single car. Obviously
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, obviously that seems to be the case.
Yeah, but the most dangerous thing of all is those iRacing servers, man. That was some bad net code we saw.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm seeing too here.
Oh man, the 82.
Yeah, damn.
So they're 3 wide here.
Car, that white and blue car 3
Oh
wide.
wow.
Yeah, that's some bad
net code.
And
the 82 just
yeah,
nowhere to
82
go.
Yeah, on the brake. Damn.
Yeah, we should have stayed in the other
debris.
server.
Yep. Lots of debris on the track. We might need to get the crews out there ASAP. Get all that cleaned up.
Check on Jim Mott. He spun around a couple times, nosed in, head on into the wall here. Yeah, he went head on there.
Oof, just got a sandwich.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen on when you're 3 wide though. Every little inch matters.
And that's why it's so crucial to be up front. I feel like, I mean, early race, yeah, you can hang in the back, but if you work your way up to the front, you kind of want to stay there. You come up on lap cars, you can dictate where the pack's gonna go, and if there's any drama behind, you can stay out of the way.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have less than 5 laps to go in the stage. Go back green.
Another short shootout here for the stage. Well, we'll see who gets the lucky dog here, because there's some pretty notable names that went a lap down because of losing the pack early there. Not sure as we see
A couple takers.
some of the leaders coming down pit road.
A lot of people.
Stage here. So
All right,
throw stage
let's see.
out.
I'm gonna pull up someone here for a quick chat. Hey Keith, we got you in the booth. You got us?
I gotcha.
How are you doing tonight, man? It seems like you're able to stay out of a lot of trouble.
Yeah, we've been using the brakes up a lot tonight. It's been pretty wild up here watching this.
Yeah. Yeah, how's the car feeling?
Oh, this South Point Toyota is faster than Nick Ottinger at Team Conti. Really happy with how it's driving, how it's sucking up in the draft.
Cool. So, I mean, it looks like, I don't know if they called that the caution. I don't believe so. We have about like 4 lap shootout to the stage. Do you have any plans for that? Or are you just gonna hang back and stay out of the drama, or what?
Our plan is to stay out of the wreck that's going to happen at the end of the stage. So we're gonna stay back, and we don't care if we lose the draft. We're gonna stay back and not get in the wreck.
Awesome. Sounds good, man. You have any shout outs you want to give?
Oh no, just like to thank Crown Jewel for putting this on, and Team Conti for being a supporter of this series, and then my sponsors, South Point Hotel and Casino, Team Jordan, and Monster Energy.
Awesome. Sounds good, man. Good luck to you. Good luck to you for the remainder of this race. Hope you can keep it clean.
Yep, hope we'll be talking to you from Victory Lane.
And just remind me one more time of that team name.
Oh, we were the Moonshine Motor Club.
Moonshine Motor Club. Just making sure I'm putting you back in the right spot. All right, Keith. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
That was... sorry. Yeah, no, that was Keith Hume of the 4 car. Doing a good job staying out of trouble.
Yeah, sitting there in 14th right now as we do the choose cone here. Looks like it'll be Quill and Del Carlo on the front row here, followed by 2 majors garage cars in Fuller and Terrell. Then Josh Schultz and Roebuck will follow behind them in row 3.
Yeah, and that 48 car of Noah Nicholson all the way back up to 7th after being spun out not too long ago. So good moves for him. He's back up in the top 10. Yeah, good recovery. Guessing he didn't have a lot of damage from that, so see what he can do here on the restart.
I'll tell you what, Jacob Quill is just surrounded by Majors garage cars here.
That's got to be a scary sight to see.
Yeah. I mean, I did see. I'll call it a move. Nick, you kind of pulled. You pushed the leader way out, and obviously, if you push someone way out here, it's just a matter of time until that pack catches up and blows by them. So we'll see if the 23 does anything like that here.
Yeah.
Or if he pushes them out so far, he can slide up in front of his teammates and be 3 in line there.
Yep, exactly.
As well. Also got 3 factory cars on that outside lane behind the 2 majors. We've got the 6, the 3, and the 22. So we'll see what they can do here for that stage. We might see them, stick their nose out, try to make a new line, go 3 wide. Because again, points matter even this early on in the season.
As we got a pace car dives down pit road as we get the green flag for a 5-lap shootout here for stage 2. As you see both lines staying pretty even with each other. No one's jumping out too far. Maybe 39 might just be clear of that top lane. Doesn't elect to go up just yet. As we see, both lanes are kind of all formed up and together. The top maybe a little bit more than the bottom and the back, but
yeah, and I think that was a smart restart by Quill there. Sometimes if you really jump it here, you can get way out in front, but it seems like he did a good job managing the distance behind him there.
Yeah,
is that
so all
outside
those
line? Sorry, go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, each lane seems to be about equal, so this is really going to come down to a battle of the pushers and how well they can stay connected to give everybody that momentum and propel them forward. So a lot of aggressive pushing. Oh, as the 6 seems to be...
I was going to say he blinked
out. Blinked out and is now put 3 wide, but his teammate of Rodney Roberts is going to let him slap back in back there. So good. That's a good thing to have, teammates with you. Let you back in line there. But now that really disconnected that top lane. But again,
it doesn't look like they lost too much steam now to this bottom lane. They're still even going down the backstretch here. Both bump drafting. Top maybe being a little bit more aggressive now, trying to make up that lost momentum here.
Oh, yeah, as that 23. I think that 23 is purposely staying off the 39, letting his teammates try to get in front there. Not really trying to help the 39 from what it looks like.
And we have a lap car of Zander Short coming up. Let's see if they can get this thing done cleanly.
Oh, as the 23 is going to just dive it in there for the inside.
As we see the 1 car dive off
and
below the
checking up on the top.
Big stack up. They keep it together, though.
Straight.
And we're at lap 58.
Nathan Fuller up front.
2 to go until our stage caution comes out.
As you see his teammates back there just hanging the 39 out, not going to push him, not going to work with him. They're going to try to get Nathan Fuller that stage win by not letting the 39 get a good run.
But these factory guys are pushing these 2 majors guys up. I think the 3 gave them a bump, telling them to get back up there. I want some stage points too, so.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Josh Schultz can do here too, coming to the end of the stage if he makes a move.
Lap 59, 1 lap to go here until the stage.
Yeah, I think it's 2 to go. I think it's on the end of lap 60.
2 laps to go until the end of stage. Oh man, quick math. Yeah, I ran the numbers.
Oh, it's
right.
a 24, and
Oh,
both majors cars are going to shoot it 3 wide.
And 39 will be in the sucker hole.
Nobody's going to go with him.
Like the 9 is.
Oh, the 9, they're going to keep it 3 wide here for the stage finish.
You're going to make this 3rd lane. The 24 is going to come down and block it.
Man, but they're trying to side draft hard.
And he left his teammates out to dry there.
Yep.
His teammate. But
as we come 1 to go in the stage.
Yeah, the 2 forwards are going to jump up there. How proud?
Wide.
Not.
Yep, 3 wide going into 1. 98 gets into the wall. That's going to slow his momentum up.
And
oh, and the caution's out. So who
we
got
have a
the
caution
in there?
Not exactly sure.
Oh, the 3 almost got just absolutely killed there.
There's some
Let's see if we can get an eye on that.
Your mutt.
It's
Up into the wall. Oh!
Look away, ladies and gentlemen. Man.
That was a hard hit.
Yeah.
I have no idea what happened. Ooh, man, he almost.
Yeah. Oh. He was driving back at him. Oh, man.
Who was that?
Oh, he hit. I think that might have been
the 5. Man. Is that the 5?
Yeah. That looks like a 5 to me.
Ryan Persinger. Man. Let's see.
Unfortunate. Oh, yep. That car's done.
Yeah, he's drifting that thing. I think he might have gotten the wall and broke something.
Yeah, or it was
still in the wall. Don't hit the 17. Everybody get away. And he's going to park it there and just call it quits.
That is not a happy race car.
I think that was one of the cases where you're stuck in the wall and the only way to get out of the wall is to turn too much and shoot down the track.
Look, you guys back at the Palmetto shop got to work on that thing.
The guys at the shop are gonna have a long, couple nights fixing that car up for next week.
Oh man,
you hate to see that.
Yeah, you hate to see it. Sure, a lot of choice words coming out of that guy's mouth. I think that's the 5, right? The 5's mouth.
That was the stage.
So Nathan Fuller, I believe, got the stage win there. It was a side-by-side battle with his teammate. So I think we got back-to-back stage winners. As I think the top 8, 9 or so stayed out, or have we not come to the?
No, they went down pit road.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure who actually won that stage. Yeah.
What about those who have, like, you know?
All right, pace car lights are off, so we should be going this time by for our third and final stage, taking us to the end of the race.
We are 60 lap dash here. Well, with these caution laps, a little less, but that's outside the fuel number. So we're gonna have to see one more stop here, whether that's under green or caution. The way this race is going, I think it might be under caution, but the amount of cars we have left might be green flag stops here, which would be fun and interesting to watch.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we saw that last stint. A lot of the guys got spread out, and there was like a 5 or 6 car pack that was running along there until they got caught by the main leader. So hopefully, you know, everybody stays together here and doesn't get all spread out like last time. But we'll see.
And pace car turns down onto pit lane. We are in the Geico restart zone, and Caleb Beck in the lead.
Good.
Early with a great start on the inside line. Dominic Lee had, I mean, honestly, not a bad start by Dominic Lee on the high side here.
No, not at all. They're gonna close up here, going into one. Even with the second.
Yeah, and the problem that Dominic's gonna have now is that car behind him is probably not gonna want to push him too aggressively, because he doesn't want to have him, you know, in front of his teammate. As you can see, like, he's holding off here, trying to get his teammate out front. So Dominic's probably going to try to back up to that 24 and just keep him connected regardless.
Yep, lots of laps here left, so yes, there's moves to be made, but patience to me is it's a major key at this point.
Yes.
Why don't we plan on going to crank it up here?
Yeah, that sounds good. We'll go do a quick crank it up.
As we're back under caution now, as it looks like the 15 got spun out in front of us under that crank it up. Big damage for a lot of these cars. I think that brings us now to 6 cautions. So you Vegas bettors out there, be on the lookout because we're getting close to that payout number. Oh yeah.
Man, I can't believe we caught that live on the Crank It Up. That's just happenstance, but it's a case of I don't know if he knew he was checking up in front of him or we just drove into him, but
Yeah, just a bad case of catching that quarter panel. That'll do it every time. So unfortunate for a lot of these drivers. Yeah, just caught that quarter panel and one of those majors guys got involved there.
Ray thinks that was scripted, but
somebody's got a roof
yeah, I was trying to
stuck in
see.
their car.
there goes the hood.
I think that was a 63? I think the 63 had the roof stuck in his car. Oh no, wrong car.
That was
There it
67 of Joe Kotarski. And
Yeah,
you can
the
still see him
67.
bouncing around there.
That'll
Man,
be auctioned off later.
Some guys coming off pit road here.
Yeah, like a lot of the guys that were involved in that wreck. I don't think a lot of people are gonna pit for fuel just yet. Obviously the top 5 stayed out, so we'll see how they do that.
I mean, it never hurts to have more fuel. You can stretch it longer, and
True.
if
It's
you get
a
cautions, then you're good.
problem is you could be the cause of that caution now that you're in the back because you pit. You know, it's a good balance. You gotta really equal it out. You gotta think, are you gonna, you know, sacrifice track position for fuel and then be the possible cause of a wreck, or be involved in a wreck, or are you gonna stay up front and try to milk it out? A lot of crew chiefs and everything are gonna be working to give their driver the best option.
yeah, and it looks like our guy Keith Hume of the Force South Point car was able to keep it clean yet again, so definitely ate his lucky charms this morning. Man, you know, we were talking during the break there that we expected a lot of green flag racing the latter half of this race, so kind of surprised to see a caution there, but I mean, up to our 8th caution now, 6 without stages, obviously. So starting to get up in the count. I think what we're 2 off from our over hitting.
Yeah, 1 off. Here we had 1 caution for just stage. The other stage caution was brought up
By
for an accident.
Oh, you're exactly right. Yeah, actual. Yep.
We're right on 7 here now. So
the unders are shaking now.
yeah, they're shaking. They're hoping this thing runs green to the end.
And as we come, I think this is Choose here. As we come to Choose, just want to shout out the Twitch chat and everyone who joined the stream. I think I saw it get up to 50 viewers at one point, so that's a great turnout for this race. Again, we have the Daytona 500 tomorrow night, so be sure to come back for that. Follow the channel so you know when we go live. But just thanks to everyone for joining. If you're interested in racing, then hit up CGR. Obviously the season's underway now, so but there still are opportunities to drive if you can get an open seat.
And the ARCA series is open to everyone. There's no charter system for the ARCA series, so that's free for anybody to join throughout the season.
Very true. Yep, good call out there.
CPARacing.org. It has all of our links, all the information you're going to need there, and the Discord link is also on the website. But I'm getting word from Race Control that the 22 of Rodney Roberts, that is his 2nd incident cause, so 1 more will result in a disqualification. The 22 is going to have to be careful here for the last half of this race.
Yeah, still a long ways to go, so he needs to keep it under control. But we have Zander short now, went from a lap down to now being in 2nd place, so
wow,
big moves from him, so props to him for getting back up to the field.
Alright, we'll have the 24 and Kobe Del Caro on the bottom, leading that inside lane. Zander Short, the Cup regular, and the number 1 Ford Mustang up there on the top, all behind two of his teammates. So Factory on the top and Major's Garage on the bottom there. This should be an interesting restart. Factory's not going to have anybody else behind him. Everyone else is on the bottom due to not getting up to the juice cone in time. As pace car takes the dive down pit road. As we enter the restart zone, we are green. Good launch from the bottom. They're gonna. The 24 Colby is gonna clear the 1, but here comes the Fords back on the top, making some ground up. Only 2 of them now, so we'll see what they can do here with that.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be sticking around for long unless they can join up on that bottom line. But I think they're gonna slide in behind the 15 here.
At least that's the plan, but I mean everybody seems to be very spread out. A lot of 2-car tandems far back, so
yeah, I'm kind of
really
eating my
only
words
have-
here. They're doing pretty well in that top line, actually.
yeah, you can really only have about 2 cars pushing. Once you get, 3 cars pushing, that's when it gets squirrely. You don't really want to be pushing the pusher. It just creates an accordion effect to wreck everybody. So it's really a 2-car battle for a lot of these guys right now. As the 3 it seems to be pushing a lot better than those Majors guys, and that's what's kind of keeping them up there.
And we'll see here if Zander. It looks like he's trying to get a little bit of side draft going here. Another 3-car tandem making their way on the top towards those 2.
Yeah, big run back there from the 82. He's in a 3-car pack right now, and he's catching Zander and the 3 very, very quickly. So we'll see if they stick in line or if they go to shoot it 3 wide. Okay. Yeah,
I think they slide it in.
Just a tiny bit. Doesn't have to be as aggressive pushes. Still a lot of laps to go.
Yeah, for sure. Big. That was a really smart move back there for the 82 to not shoot it 3 wide. We don't need to be aggressive this early on. We can just kind of ride behind everybody and help that top lane get up front. Looks like the 6 car is kind of keeping his distance, trying to pull that bottom lane back to maybe help his teammates up top, get in front, slot down. Yeah, that 6 car seems to not be closing that gap at all. Maybe he's trying to even get the 3 car to go with him. We just don't know what their communications are right now.
Man, I tell you what, though, seeing those 3 Major Garage cars lined up there, I mean, obviously they're hoping they can keep that line of cars hooked up for the remainder of the race here. But still a lot of skill, a lot of fast drivers around them, though. They're definitely going to have something for them as we come towards the end of this race.
Yeah, I'd hate to be the spotters of those Majors guys, because it's kind of hard to tell now with the lights on of who is what, especially with the 72 and 23. They got the same color and everything, but they seem to be doing pretty good right now, working 3 cars.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to beat those guys, especially if they stay hooked up like this on the bottom.
Very Stuart Haas-esque.
Yeah.
Stuart Haas-esque is the word I guess we would use. Like that was 2018, 2019, I think.
I don't know. I don't watch NASCAR.
Like Kurt Busch and all that.
I'm kidding. I watch it.
That was definitely not next gen era. That was early Gen 6, I believe. Kurt was in the 41.
Oh
my god!
Digs out the 23.
Jim Ma is just
Jim Ma with a
moving
big wreck.
Boy,
man. That needs to be investigated. There's gonna be a 20 for 20 on that incident right there, folks. That is just crazy.
The 20 needs to be parked. Is this what Palmetto does? Is strategically places people to just wreck the field?
He was just
I know,
going
I'm
too
just
fast
giving you a
on
hard
the
time.
apron, and it caught him up the track.
Man, yeah, he just didn't
That's
had too much
tough.
speed
A
on the
lot
apron.
of drivers, yeah, not gonna be happy with that. That's unacceptable.
Definitely
I
gonna
mean,
be a
this-
holler conversation. Ish,
Oh yeah. Not okay at all. Big name is taken out. How does the 20 even? How is he on track? Is there fast repairs?
No, there's no fast repair.
How did he get back out on track after T-boning?
And he's gone.
So, or after
The-
getting
yeah,
T-boned?
He has been disqualified, and the note from racing controller is Kevin LePage.
Yeah, that's about right. That's insane.
Man. And I think the league's boss man's gonna have a couple words with his daddy to be shared there.
Yeah, not very.
Yeah, we see some guys coming down pit road here. We're getting close to the fuel window now.
Yep, Zander Short coming down. Dominic Lee, as well as Jacob Quill.
Yeah, the 3 factory cars are coming down pit road here.
Blake Robach,
No.
Jonathan Ledger.
If we got the time, we should talk to Blake Roebuck.
Sure, yeah, we can pull him up.
He gets out of his pit box and gets rolling here.
Either one of you guys want to pull him up, and then I can get this camera set on him.
Hey Blake, it's Nick and the boys up in the booth. You got us?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, man, sounds. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. So far, you guys are doing pretty good. How's the car feeling, and how are my boys at factory doing right now? What's the teamwork looking like?
Yeah, it's been pretty wild out here, dodging and weaving all around the chaos. But riding around, we are right on our fuel window. If this goes green, this is going to be real interesting for everyone out front there that didn't pit. So kind of just ride here a little bit, save a little fuel, and hopefully we can make it to the end. We've been working together pretty well here for most of the run, so we'll see what we got for them.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I did notice on that last run, Zander and Lee were up on the top side, and you were kind of behind all those majors guys, and you were pretty far back from them. Was that a calculated plan by you to not push those guys and kind of drag them back to let Zander and Lee get up there?
I'm not gonna tell you my secrets. No, I'm just kidding. we're all fuel running there, and I told them like, hey, I'm down here if you guys want to come down in front of me, but I'm just saving fuel. So it was all just fuel there.
Yeah, well, that's what I figured it would be, something like that. But thanks for talking to us, and hopefully you get that 6 car in victory lane for Steven.
Sounds good. You guys enjoy up there.
Thanks.
Yeah, you as well. As we see, that was the driver of the number 6 Ford Mustang, Blake Roebuck, for Factory Motorsports, as we see him come down the road. I'm assuming to top off again on field, just to make it a little safer and closer to the number, as we saw what happened this weekend during the Real 500.
So, quick chat read. We got Ray Gill saying #ban Mott. Stephen Minky, Jim to the Daytona prison, and Ray again with Jim to the gulag. So very negative comments towards Jim Mott today.
I'm seeing strap Jim to the middle of the track. That's I mean, that's a little extreme.
Yeah, I'm seeing Ray responding to a question of what's the plan for the 66, and it's Ray says full throttle unless I see the Ducks Unlimited in front of me, then I'll have to pit him.
Yeah, that seems about right. If we go back to Charlotte last year.
For those who don't know, Nick drives the Ducks Unlimited 22 Ford Mustang.
You'll see me up front tomorrow, so stay tuned.
We see Zander Short up front on the top again, with Kobe Del Caro on the bottom as the leader, with his teammate in 72 in Begg, and Zander Short's got his teammate in Lee, the number 3 car, behind him as well. Again, only 3 cars on the top here for this restart, so we'll see who wants to jump up high here in the back. If the 6 car of Blake can get a good enough run and get up there to his teammates and help out. As the pace car dives down pit road once again. Green flag in the air for Colby Del Carlo and Zander Short. As we see Zander doing a pretty good job staying with front two here. As the inside lane gets pretty spaced out beyond them.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that. Okay, go ahead.
That's alright. I was just gonna say, yeah, that outside line just serious disadvantage on the race cars, only having a handful of drivers up there.
As
Yeah,
see,
so.
Sorry, go ahead.
Back on that restart there was a big gap we saw. Nobody really wanted to work on that top lane, but the 3-car making it work.
It's
that 2-car
working,
tandem.
man. Yeah, look at him go.
He's pushing hard there on the back stretch.
Yeah, that
He's
2-car tandem.
guys up to the lead, and so they can slide in on the bottom. I'm pretty sure that's the goal now.
Yeah, and that's really helping him out because that bottom lane's not connected very well like the 3 is to the 1, so that 2-car tandem helping out a lot. But if they can just get one more car up there, that would really make the difference.
And is Zander and Dominic, are they teammates?
They are, yes.
Got it. Okay, yeah, no, that's definitely seem like they have some speed on restarts here. So if we get a late caution, look for them to be fast.
Right now. Yeah, they got some speed right now rolling down the back stretch. Sanders is getting a little more aggressive here at the side drafting, running a little closer to that bottom lane, trying to get as much advantage as they can to drag those front 3 guys out. As we see the rest of the pack starting to catch back up now. 2 cars behind them on the top. Let's see if they can close up. I believe that's Zach Saunders back on the track.
Where did he come from?
3rd in line. Fortunately, he's 7 laps down, but he's there to help 4 teammates.
Yeah, 82. Nate Campbell electing to push the newcomers here, Major's Garage. You know, I would have thought he would have jumped up to help Zander and Dominic, but I mean, it seems like they have help now.
Yeah, I think honestly, Nathaniel Campbell is one of those guys we don't really talk about a lot in the super speedways, but he always seems to be up here when it matters. Honestly, last year in the Cup Series, I know he finished 2nd in the 500, and I'm pretty sure he did well at one of the Dega races. He's somebody that a lot of people kind of underestimate, but he's there when it matters, and he kind of keeps himself out of trouble, and that's showing right now with with him running in 5th.
Yeah, for sure. The top line, a little bit of disarray there, but looks like they're gonna be able to get it back formed up. And they have numbers on the top now. Let's see if they can get this going. 4-car falling back, losing momentum.
3 wide.
Yeah.
3 wide back there, leaving the 4-car, I believe that is, out to dry.
But again, that number 1 car of Zander, he is just keeping up. He's got a super fast race car tonight.
Side drafting, as we see the 72 get him out real quick. But yeah, Zander in that 1 car is side drafting, keeping him in line now. I mean, the top doesn't have as many cars as the bottom, but with the amount of cars they have now, it doesn't really matter as much. But yeah, I mean, we're getting close to the end of this thing. Still a lot of laps to go here, but
and we see Rodney Roberts back in the picture after being almost DQ'd. He went back there, I think, on that wreck. He's already made his way back up to the top 10 and trying to get up there with his teammates to push them forward. So a lot of guys making momentum. So that's good to see. A lot of runs being made, a lot of teamwork, even with other manufacturers and teams. As a 15 just dove it down in there. Makes one more spot up as we go into turn 1.
All right, and I just started a new prediction. Who will win, Major's Garage or any other team? Be sure to get your points and votes in there. I don't know what we're gonna do with the points. I mean, we could do potentially end of season giveaway or something, but just be sure to participate in that.
Yeah, I mean, Majors, right now they seem to be doing pretty good, but I mean, you've got 4 factory cars still in the picture.
Yep.
So don't count them out. I
Yeah,
wish I knew the other teams out there, but so far those are the only two that are actually kind of up here working together.
And this prediction is looking a lot closer. That caution prediction was just too easy. I think everyone betted the over, so really no point to that one. But this one is looking pretty tight. You guys are a lot of majors fans, looks like. But no, I mean there are a healthy amount of points for other teams too.
Oh yeah.
100%, yeah. I just put 5.7K on the other team, so rooting for my factory guys to get this win, pay my cash out. So we'll see what they can do
broadcast
here.
booth can vote. Yes, they can.
As we see, this top lane's slowly losing numbers. Looks like there's about 5 left there on the top. 4 Fords and a Chevy, so.
Crazy, because even with that top lane being at a disadvantage of car numbers, we still see Zander and Lee holding on to the top there. I'm guessing that's just the nature of this car. I mean, there's not a lot of drag, so when you're there, I mean, you have the aerodynamics to keep it up there. I feel like if this was the next gen and there was 2-3 cars on the top lane, you're just gonna get sucked back.
Yeah.
Just because those spoilers are so big and there's just so much drag on the car. As Zander almost gets spun.
Man, dude.
That's what we were talking about earlier in the race.
Oh,
of
and
not
they got
pushing.
a condense for the lap car here. Let's see, any revenge by the 98? I think he's just gonna ride it out.
Almost hits the 15 quarter panel, but keeps it straight.
Man, dude, I choked on my drink there. That was really close.
Really close. Yeah, we talked about that earlier though with the 3 car of not pushing in the middle of the corner. These cars don't like that. You really got to get set up at the entry of the corner and push them all the way through. You can't push in the middle like that. That's how cars get spun around. So hopefully they know that and don't let that happen again.
As we see Blake move up to the top to join his teammates in that 6 machine. So factory plus a couple Stuart Hardin, or Tipton Harding Motorsports cars up there on the top. 4 teammates. But yeah, I mean the Fords they're keeping up, and it's a big part of Lee pushing Zander in all the right spots and sometimes in the wrong spots and getting away with it. And Zander being really aggressive with side drafting here through the corners, especially on entry. I talked about this earlier. The top will lose ground on entry, but gaining on exits, you really got to minimize your losses on entry here. It seems that
for sure. Man, that one car is just a rocket on that top line.
Yeah, very good teamwork there. Very good speed out of the factory cars. Seems to be a common trend with factory. We always come fast. So, oh, that's okay. Pause.
Hey,
pause. But you know. Oh, and there goes the 24. We just talked about the bad pushing. Zander gets shoved down into the 24. And they're gonna just drop down there. Glad he recovered it, but that almost ended badly. Gotta be careful with those pushes. But now this is just gonna hang out Rodney, Saunders, and Roebuck on that top lane. But even there, even 3 cars, they're still catching up to the front. And Rodney really isn't even pushing him, so it just shows you how incredible that side draft is as we watch the replay.
Looks like
on the exit of that triover corner, just pushes him in the wrong spot and it shoves him into the door.
He's trying to side draft and he gets bumped down into him, and now he held it. I think he ended up holding on to that race car. So
oh my gosh, there's Lee up into Saunders 3 wide. Keep it up there.
Wow, Saunders is a lap car, but he's still out there trying to help out his 4 teammates push a forward to the win, I would assume.
And I mean, I will say that Lee, he's Zander Short's teammate here, but he's been looking a little squirrely behind the one. I don't know what you guys think, but hopefully you can get it locked in for the end of this race here.
The handle in it looks like it's starting to go away as the sun is set now here at Daytona. The grip and the track temp and everything, the conditions are changing, so race cars and how they're going to handle here are going to change here So we'll see whose car wants to cooperate the most.
Yep,
Yeah,
and just
handling is,
jumping quick to the Twitch chat. Hypercat37, thank you for the 9 months with the Prime subscription.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate
thank
that.
you for the subscription.
And
Because we've got. Go ahead.
I was gonna say real quick, I know we're racing, but we have a total of 8 subscribers now, so that is a huge sub. Everyone else, hit the sub if you want to support the channel, and at least hit the follow so you know when we're racing. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, so we're back here. We've got 4 factory cars, 2x2 right now. I know Steven's up in the penthouse just clinching something, hoping nobody wrecks. a lot of dollars out here on the racetrack, and so far the factory cars are just, kind of replacing that major, spot. I mean, we've got all 4 of us up here running. The majors guys all got separated, and so I guess when they're all separated, they don't work good.
Yep, and that prediction ended 66% chose other teams, so seems like a lot of people in chat are doubting the majors at this point in time, which looking like is a good decision, but hey, it's Daytona. We never really know.
We got just under 30 to go, so there's a lot of laps left here.
Yeah, a lot of laps left, but I mean, at the same time, a lot of these guys are going to start getting aggressive, especially in the back. I mean, once those laps wind down and it gets to not a lot, left to go, desperation's going to kick in. A lot of those guys are going to start making moves to obviously win. I mean, we've seen it all the time at these super speedways where desperation kicks in and you see dumb mistakes, and that's going to cost somebody. So.
Absolutely.
Now, I got asked this question earlier. In a 3-car tandem, who's the most important car? Is it the car leading, the car in second, or the car in third? And I wanted to ask this and get your guys' takes on this.
Honestly, I think it's probably the second car because they have to manage the gap to the front car. They're constantly checking up and speeding up. Then the third car doesn't really can't get in a good groove with them. But I can see arguments being made for each position there.
For sure, yeah. I guess for the viewers at home, let's break down a 3-car tandem real quick while we have it on screen. So, in the 3-car tandem, we've got the lead car, which in this case would be Rodney Roberts. That lead car is going to control the draft, control that line, control everything about what that line does, where they go, when they go, all of that, right? Full throttle most of the time, unless they're trying to build a run. That's the only time they'll be off full throttle. Behind that is going to be the main pusher. That's going to be the 6 of Roebuck, right? That 6 car is going to control how fast that outside line gets a run. So whenever that 6 car is connected to the 22, that's what creates the tandem effect, and that's what pushes them forward. Without that 6 car behind him, but behind the 22, they're not going anywhere. So that 6 car's got to be really on top of his A game with that push and be connected and as close as possible. Now, the car behind him, the 60 of Saunders, that's what really determines the speed of that 3-car tandem. If that 60 car is as close as possible without touching, then they're going to obviously increase speed because aerodynamics is not going to be a lot of drag throwing off the end of that 3-car tandem. They're going to be all connected as one. So that 3rd car, if they want to make any moves, he's got to be as close as possible without touching the 6 car to increase their speed and have all 3 cars working as one. So I thought I'd just explain that to the viewers at home. That's my take on the 3-car tandem. I think all of them are equal in their own sense. Each car has its own purpose in making the go forward. So that's what I have to say about that.
A very pragmatic answer by a pragmatic man. Nick Vasquez breaking down the 3-car tandem for you viewers at home.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I said. It's a little different from car to car. Obviously, the car, the 3rd car is a lot more important. Just because it helps that 2nd car get out of that bubble.
Ooh, and the 22 being shuffled up.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get help,
out.
he might
Wide.
might find himself back a couple spots here. Yeah, and he's gonna have to slot in.
Oh, as we see I think that's a 48 and Noah Nicholson almost clear himself over the 82, but they got it straightened out and back in line.
So interestingly, we don't see the 3 and 1 go up to block the 6 and work with their teammates there. They kind of just let him do his own thing. So interesting teamwork there. Maybe they're trying to just control both lanes and they don't want to slot up in front of him and they can let that 6 car run that outside lane. Obviously it's working because he's getting, you know, a great run there with that 3-car tandem that we just explained. So good teamwork so far. And if they can get a couple more cars up top, they might be able to do something to clear that bottom lane.
As you would
Yeah, that's another shot for those out there playing the game. They're probably blacked out by now, but you know, that's the
say, down here, 23 to go here. Factory here. 3 other cars in the top 5. Rodney Roberts shuffle out. And we still see that Maynard's garage car of, I believe it's Caleb Begg down there on the bottom, 3rd in line. As we see, just only 3 cars down the top. Everyone else is single filed out here on the bottom. Just trying to click these laps down as fast as possible and get to the end of this thing in one piece.
Yeah, and just and for me here, let's check back on Keith Hume, the number 20, or I'm sorry, the number 4 car. He's still alive. We spoke with him earlier, and he's doing a great job. 2 spots from the top 10. Good job, Keith.
Yeah, and a lot of this back car single file stuff, a lot of this is probably going to change as these laps wind down. You see a big mixture of manufacturers, so I think that's another reason why we see a lot of these guys kind of just single file right now. A lot of manufacturers don't want to work with one another, so nobody's going to stick their nose out to try to go just yet. But if they're not careful, they might lose this pack. There is a big gap right there in between, I think it's Nathan Campbell and further on back. So they need to start doing something because they're losing that pack pretty quickly.
And I'm going to call something out here real quick. It looks like Caleb Begg pitted last lap 53. So he might be a little tight on fuel.
Yeah, that's definitely outside the fuel window. If I'm not wrong, I think it's about 38 to 43. I think it's somewhere in that range. I'm not 100% sure. But we do have a guest wanting to join, a team owner in the Xfinity Series. We're going to just, while we're under these kind of somewhat concrete fake laps, we're going to get him in here and talk to his team owner.
For sure, yeah. Let's do it.
Cody Leach, it's, the guys up in the booth.
And sorry just to cut you off just like that. 72 is on pit lane. Sorry to cut you off there. Just want to make that call out.
All good. But Cody Leach, your cars are, how are your cars doing in here so far tonight?
Well, it seems like we lost a fair bit of money, but we still got Schultz out there. He's running good. So went down to get pit road, get some fuel. So we should be okay. Haven't heard any issues out of his car so far, but I kind of took the night off on top of the hauler to watch. Didn't want to stress myself out before tomorrow.
For sure. So Cody, as a team owner, what's it like watching your guys out here? We saw Schultz get involved in something earlier on in this race. What are the nerves like? What are the emotions going through you whenever you watch your guys out here on track?
You just want them to do the best they can. I mean, especially on this type of track, you never know. It's a crapshoot. Everybody knows that. I mean, there are some that are better than others on these play tracks, but still at the end of the day, it's a crapshoot. Just kind of keep the boys, confidence up high so that when we get to some more technical stuff, they can kind of not have that damper from Daytona or Atlanta on their brain. They can kind of lock in and get to what they know best. So just, keeping their moods up as we get into some more of our technical tracks. But pocketbook, not good, but vibes are good. Always nice.
So sitting on top of the hauler tonight, what's the drink of choice?
Water.
Smart
Gotta stay hydrated. I mean, he's got a race tomorrow.
We got 200 live. We got 200 long wins. Yeah, and I'm who I'm behind though too, right? To start the race off.
Oh.
The big bad wolf.
Oh, that's me. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what happens when you're dual. You get behind the fast guys.
Yeah, I restrictor plate tracks have never been my highest skill. I can't even like articulate what I'm trying to say, but I suck at restrictor plate tracks. Basically is what I'm saying. Last year I had my VR headset set up, and then it went off like lap 15 or something. I went into the wall, so that's how my season started. But hopefully better drive tomorrow.
Yeah, save that till after I get the rounds. Yeah, I wouldn't even say I'm the best. I mean, either Nick, Nick is self-proclaimed the best pusher. So
okay.
we'll let him.
As we see the leaders starting to go around some lap.
Oh yeah,
we have some lap traffic drama.
We've migrated up to the top lane, like I said that we would at some point tonight. I wonder if some of these guys up here are close on the number. Everyone went single file, and they're kind of fuel saving now.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Cody Leach, for talking to us, and hopefully your guys win this, so that way you get that money back.
Yeah, no problem. I got some big money in the predictions there, so we'll see. You guys have a good night, good job, and I'll see you boys on track tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Peace, man.
I see you.
So that was Cody Leach, owner of Leach Brothers Racing. He's got some cars out here, as well as starting, I think, 3rd or 4th tomorrow in the Daytona 500. So
3rd and 4th, he won dual 2, I believe. So he's got a good spot. Me and you, though, Nick,
we've got a lot of work to do.
We're in the back. We got a lot of work to do. So
yeah.
Another guy's in back leading this race, though. On the other hand, is Zander Short.
Yeah, Zander leading right now, but coming up on this lap traffic. So we'll see how they can handle this lap traffic, and hopefully we don't have another Jim Mott incident. Seems like they're keeping it together good so far, but we did notice. Oh, I say that and I jinx it. Oh, I almost.
We're gonna hold on to it for the most part.
I need to keep my mouth shut before we all get wrecked.
So we see Zander in the 9.
Oh
big
man, that
block
is tight
there
going into one.
Zander. That was very close, almost bad there.
I almost took out the rest of the lead lap. You see, only 10 drivers left in the lead lap.
Yeah, and Zander gets hung out to dry there. We'll see what these lap cars can do to help him here, but again, that top lane's been so strong as they're so squirrely behind 3 of Dominic Lee. They're gonna hang him out to dry, 3 wide with 14 to go. This is when the desperation is gonna kick in. We see a lot of these aggressive moves as Zander Short jumps out of line to try to pass the 9. As Noah Nicholson is now getting a big shove from, I think that's Jay Salmon? Oh, almost into Zander. As they're 2x2 on back.
Yeah, I mean, we're coming to the line. There'll be 13 to go. It's absolute go time for these guys now. We mentioned kind of just lock it in, lapping laps, but now it's time to go and pull out all the moves.
Yeah. You got to find somebody that's what was big this first part of the race, is getting comfortable with everyone and finding who you can trust at the end here, who's going to give you the good pushes. And if they're still in this race and in this pack, you got to find them and get with them. A lot of that's going to be teammate. We'll see a lot of random pairings as well.
Yep. Sometimes if it's just if they're your manufacturer and they haven't pissed you off.
To the inside of Zander Short through the lead.
I'm gonna try to clear the 1 car there as Jay Salmon gives Zander a big shot there to prevent that.
Yeah, they're gonna have a good run off here off of the corner through the trial. It'll take 12 to go. Zander Short will continue to lead that lap, but 48 getting a little aggressive, putting himself in the spot to make a move as Zander blocks the bottom on entry.
That 1 car is doing just whatever it wants right now.
And him and his teammates got disconnected quite a while back there from all the lap car incidents. So he's kind of on his own now with these 2 guys that I don't think he's too familiar with. So he's going to find out quick how they work, and he'll adapt to that, try to make a move. But, you know, Jay Salmon, I think he's a lap or so down. So that's probably going to, you know, help him out a little bit.
Yep, and the 72 there is actually a lap down as well. Caleb Begg, he had to pit to get some fuel.
Yeah, so these guys really don't have anything to lose. So them pushing somebody to the lead, you know, they would probably do that. At least that's what I would think they would do.
And it might help. Pushing is gonna ramp up the aggression here, especially towards the end, and maybe get a yellow to where they can get back on the lead lap here. They're wave around if guys come down pit road.
Yeah. As we see that top lane just super disconnected, trying to shoot it 3 wide all over the place. As they catch another lap car though.
76 in the wall.
Dominic Lee side by side with a lap car. Can they keep it together? They do. The 9 car gave him some good room there. No!
Oh,
again!
Oh, and
the 9 goes around. The caution is out.
Man.
And the 6 car involved. I saw that. The 9. Huge wreck with 10 to go.
Just
got
too condensed there.
Not lifting.
Trying to get around the lap car and
couldn't lift enough there. And
it's like everyone kind of avoided it though.
Well,
maybe a couple of guys got loose and went down to the inside wall, but outside of that, I think everybody kind of kept it out of trouble.
To all you Vegas bettors out there, you just got paid. There is your 8th incident caution of the night. So big damage there from that. Ooh, somebody hit the inside wall pretty hard. I don't know who that was.
It'll be interesting here to see if the leaders are going to come down pit road and just top off on fuel to be safe, because we do have unlimited overtimes.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a big gamble if you go down pit road. I mean, obviously with, what, 7 to go at the line whenever we go back green, that's not a lot of time to make up track position. If you really need the fuel, I think you should come down and get the fuel. But if you just are going to come down for just an extra green white checkered, I don't think it's worth it. I think you just ride it out and kind of hope that you can save under this caution.
Yeah, but, I mean, there's only 10 guys on the lead lap here, so you're not going to lose too much track position. But obviously still, yeah, you're going to be in the back of this lead pack and going to have to figure out a way. You're going to be row 5.
Yep, and it looks like top 6 are on 35 or 34 laps of fuel. I'm not exactly sure what the window is for these cars. Campbell in 7th, showing he's been out for 43 laps, so they should be good to go here. Let's see if there's any takers.
Might be faking it. No, Zander is going to come down along with Saunders and a couple other cars. So Zander, he was leading a lot of that. I mean, that's going to burn up more fuel, obviously. So that's probably why we see him come down, because
he's going to be.
Yeah, he's going to be significantly lower on fuel than some of the guys back there. But
as we see, one of the majors garage cars will get the lucky dog. I believe that's Caleb Begg with the lucky dog here. So. Well, Noah Nicholson will be out front. That will be a new leader now this race. So we've had a lot of different leaders so far.
yeah, lots of lead changes, lots of wrecks. Been an eventful night tonight so far. So we'll see who can capitalize with just 8 to go and win this.
Yeah, this is going to be an all-out shootout. And not a very big field, so I think a lot of the action is just going to be up front here. We'll be able to keep a close eye on it. So everyone go refill your drinks, grab some snacks, because this is going to be it's going to be a great finish here. Thanks for sticking around. Looks like we're at 40 viewers as of right now, so that's amazing retention for this race. Definitely was a caution fest early into mid race, but I think the field slimmed out, and Jim Mike got the boot. We were able to keep it green for a while.
Yeah, and We have the time. Why don't we bring up Noah Nicholson?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll find him here. Nope, that is Noah Spalding.
Might be a little late. Pace car lights are off, so they're gonna come
Okay,
around and
that's
take the
fine.
green.
Yeah, I'm not seeing him.
I didn't
anyways.
realize.
In voice channel, so.
We'll
What?
come up with 7 to go at the line, I believe.
And let me
Fine,
just
I mean-
double check. Was Noah saving there? It sounds like
Yes.
yeah, he's saving.
So fuel might be a factor for some of these
I
guys.
mean, hey, look, Zander short pitted and he's on the front row, so.
Yeah. We've got 4 factory cars too, hugging up that outside lane.
That's going to be hard to beat here.
Yeah. So a lot of these guys on the inside line who aren't teammates and aren't manufacturers, they got to work together. If they want to beat these top 4, they have to work together regardless of rivalries or whatever, because when you have 4 teammates, especially as fast as factory, they're going to be hard to beat. So it'll be an interesting restart, and we'll see how it plays out.
Yep, and obviously the top line has less cars, but that has proven time after time to really not be too much of a factor here on these restarts. That number 1 car has just been a rocket ship on each and every restart, so look for him to get out of the gates fast and try to make a move to take the lead back.
It's going to be fun, I believe, a 6-lap shootout here, so let's hope we can keep it green and get a good finish. This pace car is going to dive down pit road. Noah Nicholson on the bottom, Zander short on the top. Green flag is out. Noah's going to get a good launch. He's going to be able to clear the top here. We'll see if he elects to move up.
Yeah, problem with him jumping out that far is he's not going to have any help, as
he's
Zander
gonna
is
move
going to
up.
just hang
Zander's
him
gonna
out
go
to
low.
dry. And I think Rodney might do the same. Yep, Rodney's going to give him a big shove there. Stack up that top lane. They got to get reconnected if they want to have any sort of chance of moving forward here.
And Zander short being the only Ford car, 3 Chevys behind him, and they're wrecking behind him.
We see them going around.
Teammates
The
wrecking
6
in the
3.
back.
And we made it 2 corners before that, so.
Oh, and he hits
Oh.
Deech. The 17 of Deech. Steven just threw his champagne glass at the window as teammates get involved in the wreck.
Yeah, you got to think he's walking to the pit box there to get on the radio.
So Rodney just gives a
just
push
check.
there and just stacks up, and I guess Lee
Yeah,
wasn't
nothing much
anticipating
to
it,
do.
and yeah, just a
Not much
racing
can.
incident. A team that worked so good all race long, 5 to go, just wrong place at the wrong time.
So, if I'm not mistaken, this is going to take us to a natural green-white checkered.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So
And
I
I
guess
gotta,
now we
I
have
gotta
the
say
time
it.
to bring Nicholson if you want.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think he's not in.
He's not in the Discord.
So, how about we bring up?
Could bring up
another glance here.
Nathaniel. I mean, we haven't talked to him yet.
Sure. Let me grab
Yeah.
her real quick.
Zach, I'll let you take over this one.
Yeah.
Nathaniel, what team? Alright.
I got him. I'll move him.
Okay.
Nathaniel, it's the boys up in the booth. Boy, you're sitting here third for what we think is going to be a natural green-white checkered. What's your plan here for this restart?
Kind of feeling under the weather today, so it's been an interesting race. It's been up and down, but my strategy here is just honestly stay with these leaders here. That's gonna be my only shot of getting around them.
Yeah.
Looks like you've kept the car pretty clean all night. Stayed out of trouble for the most part, but yeah, I mean, your plan. I was just gonna ask the same question. So, Nick, you got a question?
Yeah. So Nathaniel, we talked about you earlier. You know, I think you're one of these guys that is really underestimated on super speedways. I know you finished second in the 500 last year, and seems like every time we come here, you're always there when it matters. You know, up front towards the end, and kind of just, you know, I'd say underestimated when it comes to the super speedways. So what's your key to really kind of just staying under the radar and being here when it matters?
I like to just kind of hang wherever I need to hang, wherever I feel comfortable, and I'm not one of those guys that likes to lead a lot of laps because I don't really like being out front. But whenever it gets to this last part of this race, I'm definitely always looking for to move to make, especially for the win. And I feel like with this natural green white checker we're about to have, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it should be very fun, and hopefully you can make some moves here to get that payback from the 500 last year. So good luck to you, and hopefully we see you in victory lane.
Thank you.
That was Nathaniel Campbell, the driver of the number 82 Chevy for Hollywood Motorsports, the team owner for that team as well. Stepped down last second from the Cup Series to help us broadcast the Cup Series, so he's going to be full-time here in Xfinity, running that 2B car. But we're coming to the choose cone here. We will have a natural green-white checkered 2-lap shootout. If we take the white flag, the next flag will end the race. But from what we've seen with NASCAR in real life and of racing in this league so far this week, I don't think there's going to be a caution on the last lap. We're going to let them run to the end.
Yeah. So interestingly, I don't think we have any teammates together on this restart, at least in the top 10-ish. Everybody's kind of in their own team, in their own manufacturer. I feel like everything's out the window at this point. Everybody's for themselves, so a lot of aggressive moves are probably going to be made here on the restart. Hopefully we get to the white flag when that happens. If not, then field probably will be a definite factor if we get another green white checker.
Definitely, but it's looking like Zander short. I believe the control car on the top, followed by Jacob Quill on his inside. Nathaniel Campbell is third on the inside second row. Noah Nicholson will be on the top second row. And Keith Hume Sr., who we talked to earlier, the driver of that number 4, I believe, Toyota, in the top 5 here. Kept it clean all race. He's up here. Rodney Roberts in 6th. Jonathan Ledger in 7th. Caleb Begg, who just got the lucky dog a couple cautions ago, back up in the 8th. The highest running majors garage car for you bettors in Twitch chat.
Yeah, I mean, these guys did exactly what they needed to do. They kept the car clean. They limited mistakes, and now they're here to take this last. Well, I mean, we could have another green white checkered, but they take this natural green white checkered, see if they can put it into victory lane.
As we see some Chevys on the bottom lined up, and Chevy Ford on the top.
A little gamesmanship.
Yeah, all 3 manufacturers here in the top 6, top 7. As the pace car is going to dive down pit road for 2-lap shootout for the win here at Daytona. Green flag is in the air. Zander short, the control car on the top, gets a good launch.
Yep, the bottom got stacked up just a bit. That's going to allow Zander to jump down in front.
Noah Nicholson hung out to dry there. Big gap between him and Rodney Roberts. If Rodney can get that big push from the 72, he might be able to get a big enough run to clear the 49 and get up to the lead. But we'll see what they do here coming out of 2.
Zander short leading that inside lane here. Here comes the outside though with Noah Nicholson charging down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Rodney giving him a big shove there on the backstretch as we just saw. If he can stay connected here in the corner, he might get enough momentum to shove the 49 of Noah Nicholson out front. But I guess the 39 there behind Zander is going to be just a little bit better of a pusher as we come to the white flag.
White flag in the air. Zander short still leading on the inside. That inside lane is cleared by 2 cars. We'll see what the 39 can do here on the backstretch if he elects to make a move. 48, that top lane, trying to generate as much momentum as Hugo.
Oh, as they get squirrely.
Nathaniel Campbell's going to move up to the top. He's going to get a push from the 48.
Big shove to Zander short.
Yeah, that inside line, those top three are so hooked up right now.
Coming into the last 2 turns here, Zander short out in front. The bottom line is just all dominant right now. That top line is not formed up. Let's see if the 39 of Quill is able to make a move in the 4
Zander
of
goes
Hume.
to block. Zander down low to block. 3 wide.
Coming to the line.
But it's not enough.
Zander Short's gonna win.
Is gonna win at
As
Daytona.
They are flipping behind him.
Man, what a finish there.
Back-to-back wins for Factory Motorsports tonight, or this week. Yesterday we saw Boyd Hogan win the truck race, and now tonight we see Zander Short winning the Xfinity race.
And a 2nd place finish for Keith Hume. We talked to him earlier. I mean, he was super patient all race, and I'm super happy for him.
Yeah, that's a good result for that team, and that's a way to start off the season, as Saunders giving the one of Zander a bump. Congratulations, bump.
Yes, incredible work by Zander Short to control that run and not allow the 39 to get up there. So
and he didn't get to when Nathaniel pulled out in 1 and 2. He didn't get too trigger happy there of going up to block that run. He stayed on the bottom, and it paid off.
Oh yeah, this is gonna burn it down here at Daytona. Very deserving win. He was laps down earlier in this race, involved in a couple wrecks, and comes back to win it. So very impressive drive.
Yeah, that one car was looking fast all night, and he just had a feeling when they were lining up there at the end that he was gonna be able to drive that thing to victory lane. That thing was absolute rocket.
Yeah, once the sun went down, that car, like something in that setup, just loved it at night. It took off and never looked back.
Well, what a race there put on by the guys. Yes, we had our fair share of cautions tonight, but I think collectively it was a great race and even better finish there. Again, thanks to everybody for joining us in the chat. Stick around if you want to hear the interviews, but again, tomorrow night we'll be having the Daytona 500 sponsored by Majors Garage. Looking forward to that race. Will be definitely be a marathon, but should produce some excellent racing.
Yeah. Don't forget to close out that bet so everybody gets paid. The other teams definitely
yeah, for sure.
won today.
All right, let's get the results pulled up here. And running through the results real quick, Zander Short, obviously your winner for Factory Motorsports. Keith Hume finishing 2nd place. Great finish from Keith. Grayson Hume Racing. Noah Nicholson for Trap House Racing in 3rd. Jacob Quill, I believe he's part of BBR, Backroad Bandit Racing, and finishing 4th. Nathaniel Campbell, Hollywood Motorsports, finishing 5th. Raymond Pereira, Blackhawk Motorsports / Gorilla Gas Setup, will be finishing 6th. Jonathan Ledger, great finish by him, P7. Rodney Roberts, P8. Caleb Begg, after being a lap down late, having to take fuel, finishing 9th. Great top 10 finish by Caleb. Dominic Lee finishing P10 for Forward Bite Motorsports. And John Terrell finishing 11th for Majors Garage. And Sylvain Jolly finishing P12. Josh Stoltz, P13. Phil Dodge, 14th. Dalton Shearer, 15th. Justin Bell, 16th. Leroy Sellers Jr. will be finishing 17th. And Joe Gibbons finishing 18th. Cool. Well, it looks like we have some people in the. Let's see if they have them in the podium channel.
Let's get our 3rd place finisher up here, Noah Nicholson.
Yep. Zach, if you want to
Predict when to drop down low. Damn.
Noah, guys
What's
up in
up?
the booth. Third place. Congratulations on your third place finish. You're up front. You got up front late. Just walk us through those closing laps and how you managed to get up front and secure this third place finish.
Well, we started up there, but it took a while to get there because we got involved in 4 accidents. We went from back to front more times than I could think. I think it was 4. So it was pretty tough. But once we got up there, I looked at my fuel and I looked at the laps. I was like, I'm only 2 laps short. I can make it. So I was fuel saving. I guess a lot of other guys were. And then we kind of just lapped the majority of the field. So we kind of locked ourselves in. Zander had a really nice move with pitting. So because he knew if he got those new tires, got that advantage on us, he wouldn't fall back that far because he put a lot of people down. So he restarts third and he takes off. I tried to block him. I knew what he was going to do. It was tough, but it was really, really great racing up there with all those guys. Good honor to be here. And I want to thank Kalhoff Deech Racing because I was working with their guys that race. Even though some of them were laps down, they were still trying their best to work with me and help me out the best they could. So I appreciate them for giving me this opportunity here.
Yeah, well, you just answered the next 2 questions I had, so I'm trying to think of some new ones. But yeah, just is there anything more that you could have done to beat out that one car on that green white checkered there?
On the last green red checkered, no. I was on older tires, so I knew I wasn't gonna restart that well. I couldn't get runs as well, so I knew I gotta just fight to scavenge, try to get a run at the end and see what happens. But the restart before that, when I started in the lead, I knew he was gonna get that run high. I knew he was gonna go high, go low. I just mistimed when he went low, and he went low real quick. And after that, I knew I was gonna have to try to salvage something out of that. But it was a great race, all in all.
All right. Well, congratulations. Go party with your boys. Great result here and good way to start the season.
Yep, thank you.
That was our third place finisher, Noah Nicholson.
All right, let's pull up the number 4 car of Keith Hume, finishing second. Hey Keith, you're in the booth. You got us?
I got you.
Man, what a finish! We just talked to you earlier, and we were all pulling for you. I know the guys in the Twitch chat were cheering you on. Great finish there.
Yeah, that South Point Toyota, we just dodged everything, and we were playing with fuel mileage there at the end. And then when we got the caution, we knew we were going to be able to make it and go get them.
Yep, for sure. You definitely put yourself in prime position to race for. I mean, you were in a great position to take the win for this thing, but that one car just seemed to be like a rocket ship all evening. Did you have any hope that you could put a move on him, or were you happy with staying behind him?
Yeah, Zander was fast all night long, and when he moved up, I was going to try to get there, but I wanted to do everything that I could to be sure that I didn't turn him. I didn't want to wreck him to win. So when he left the bottom open, I got a run, but when he came down across me, it was everything I could do to avoid turning him.
Well, got you there. Well, look, second place is nothing to turn your nose at. Great finish from you, Keith, and I'm sure that's really exciting for Grayson Hume Racing team. Looking forward to you driving this season, and we'll be cheering you on up here in the broadcast booth.
All right, thanks for putting it on, guys.
Yep, no problem. Have a good evening.
You too.
That was our second place finisher, Keith Hume. Now, the man of the hour, Zander Short, our winner tonight. Let's get him up here. Zander, up in the booth. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. No, that was probably some of the most fun I've had plate racing in a while, especially there towards the end. For that second to last caution happened when we had that long run. I was tracking about 2 laps short, and I kept telling the boys, I was like, I'm just going to try my best to stay up here and run it dry. And thank the good Lord that it just worked out our way. Caution came out, had about 5 laps left, came in, got a little bit made sure that I was good for a few green white checkers because obviously that's just I don't know if you saw the trend tonight, but it was pretty hectic and yellows just kept flying. But yeah, we got out there on that last restart, and me and Jacob had messaged back and forth a little bit, and he was like, got you till turn 4. He was like, but after that, it's game on. And I was like, all right, bet. So I took the top side, he took the low side, jumped out in front of him, and he didn't make a mistake all the way up until 4. And I saw him pull out, and I caught it just in time, moved up in front of him, blocked it pretty decent, and then I saw the 4 car below him and jumped down in front of him, and it's history from there. So, but yeah, I haven't had that much fun plate racing in a minute. You know, it's normally just one of those races where can't really make any moves or anything like that. And tonight, I really couldn't. I was just as patient, probably this most patient I've been in a long time at a restrictor plate track, and it paid off. But no, I just got to give a big shout out to the boys at Factory. Once we got 4 in a row right there, second to last caution, we were really going to hook together and go somewhere. But fortunately, another caution came out and stopped that. And then before that, there was it was me and Dominic and Blake working really well together, and I hadn't seen anybody really control that bottom line from the top like we did, and I'm glad they could do that. And I want to apologize to the whichever majors car that was up there that I got like it was just a bad bump, got pushed down into him, knocked him out of line. You know, I'm not that kind of racer. I don't want to do that, especially with 30 to go. But you know, all in all, it's a good night for Factory. We had a good night last night in the Truck Series. Let's get another win tomorrow.
Hell yeah, yeah. What's your plan going into tomorrow now that you've got this momentum and this confidence?
Same thing. As long as it's Factory, I'm gonna be happy. But you know, everybody really strives to be the first on the podium at the end of that 500 miles. So we're just gonna take it and be really, really, uh, just dang on, I can't think of the word now. Patient tomorrow, and not gonna try to do any crazy moves, anything like that. Goes 3 wide, it goes 3 wide. Just try to keep our noses clean, and the 4 factory guys should have it in the bag tomorrow. Always worked really well together on super speedways. The stats show that. I mean, Nick's won 2 races there last year, won the 500 last year, and then the second Talladega race. And then I'm sure we've had a bunch of other top
It was the
5s,
first one,
top
yeah.
10s, but
Xander,
Yeah.
quick question here. Thomas here. Are you concerned at all about the post-race inspection for that one car?
what's wrong with it? I'm still in it.
Oh, I mean, we just got a couple people in the chat saying to check that car because you were flying around there tonight.
Oh. No, I mean, no, not really. I mean, like I said, car was really stiff on entry for some reason. I couldn't point it out, couldn't figure it out, but that's why I was always hanging up a little bit higher on the corner of the cars below me when we was working together up there in the front. But I was pushing really hard going into the corners, and was like no matter what, even on fresh tires, it would just push harder. So I just kept my nose down and really I tried my best to control both lanes from the top side, and it fortunately worked. You can't really side draft in these cars as well as you can the Cup cars or the ARCA cars. I didn't run the trucks last night, but other than that, it's these cars are pretty fun on these tracks if you have the right setup, and yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, great drive, man. Good job putting that number one car in victory lane. Is there any
Appreciate
shout
it.
outs you want to give before you head out?
All the factory boys, of course, and Jacob and Blake for telling me the runs there on that last restart. That was pretty nice of him. You know, he was telling me he was like they got a little bit of a run up here at the top, and then jumped up there, uh, made that run stall out, and then he was like, here they come back down low bottom, jumped back down, got the push, won the race. So couldn't do it without all the boys at factory. You know, we work really, really, really well as a team, and I'm just really thankful to have guys like that in all series that we can run as teammates.
Yes, sir. I love working
Yeah.
with you, and can't wait to be there tomorrow.
Well,
Yes, sir.
for the boss man, Steven is happy, so we'll let you on go and go ahead and have a good night with Steven, and we'll see you tomorrow night
All right,
here
man. Sounds good.
again, racing for the 500.
All right. Thank y'all.
All right.
That was Zander Short, your winner here tonight in the United Rentals 300 in the Team Conti Sim Performance Dash Series. Well, that's about it for coverage for us tonight. Any last words, guys? Give a little
No,
preview for tomorrow.
yeah, just tune in tomorrow, and it'll be a good, eventful race to watch.
Yeah,
So
it's a good show. 3 of us are full-time Cup Series drivers, so I think Thomas is starting second. Me and Nick are starting like 27th and
I think 18th or something.
30th or 18th or 30th or something like that. So it should be a long, eventful race. Make sure you tune in, same place, around the same time. Be half an hour earlier. I think green flag is 8 Eastern.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit earlier because the length of the
8
race.
8
So
should be 8 Eastern here on the Crown Jewel Racing Network. So that's all I got, guys. Anything else?
yeah, I don't know about you
That's
guys,
it
but
for
I
me.
got some sketchy weather coming my way tomorrow. So praying to the weather gods that I can I can have power throughout the whole race. I don't
Oh,
think
I got
anyone's ever came back from losing power to win a race, so that definitely be tough.
my new wheel comes tomorrow before the race, so I'm gonna hope to get that set up and ready to go by then.
Yeah, for sure. Well, again, thanks everyone in the chat. Thanks everyone in Twitch chat for being here. You guys are awesome. Thanks for all the follows. We had so many follows today. I think it's like up to 20 follows just for this race. So that's just amazing. Thank you guys. We got a couple bits from Shake That Desk. Also a resub from Shake That Desk for 3 months. Thank you so much for that. Again, looks like other teams won, so I was sure to pay that out. So you guys got your coins there. Not sure what we're gonna do with that yet, but hey, we'll think of something. And just one more time, tomorrow night, Daytona 500 around 8 p.m. Eastern, here on the Crown Jewel Racing Network. Be sure to tune in for that. Nick and I and many others will be racing in that, so you won't have us, but you'll have another great group of commentators covering the race. Cool. Well, you guys have a good evening, and thanks for tuning in. This has been Team Conti Sim Performance Dash Series production, and I hope you guys had a great time. Thanks for coming out.